I really think that this is an unbelievably enchanted, magical, beautiful realm that is so beyond words, so beyond language, that I think it's our hubris to think that we can use language to try to articulate and extrapolate the actual beautiful wonder of this great mysterium tremendum that we're afoot in, and that, you know, every breath we take and every person we meet, every experience we have is in this Garden of Eden. This is heaven on earth. Sombreros in this wildly beautiful, transcendental, metaphysical idea of this millennial kingdom, this millennial reign, this 1,000-year reign of Christ. And that whole thing is really beautifully, stunningly poetic and enchanted. This true, sense of mystery and awe of this Garden of Eden that we're living in. And now when I look around, I literally see the Garden of Eden. This beautiful creation.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Sombrero. It is Sunday, May 4th, and Nicole and I are broadcasting from a Jeep behind a cheap motel somewhere north of New York City.
So may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you if you're into space Narnia bullshit. I wish you all the best with your lightsabers and laser guns.
Especially Katy Perry.
Especially Katy Perry. Thank you, Katy Perry, for all of your hard work that you did for us. So we got something nice for you guys tonight. We have a Big Country from Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracies, super fun podcast. And we've been all over the place for the last month. I know a lot of you guys heard the story. We're back up in New York City right now to do a quick thing for Nicole, and then we head back down to the Carolinas. And we were going to get a hotel room and broadcast out of that tonight. Well, that didn't happen because of this shithole hotel and their policies. So we're in the Jeep, and we're going to have fun no matter what. And there's lots to catch up on. Real quick update on the GoFundMe. We're roughly at about 60%. Thank you for everyone who's given to that. It's really helped a lot. And we're going to keep running it for a while until we get things figured out. But anyway, welcome to the Sombrero from the Jeep edition. This is going to be the summer roadshow edition from the car. I'm sure this won't be the first time, as we are semi-homeless at least for the next 2 months. So it's going to be from various locations as we move forward. But without further ado, because we do have Big Country here, Brian from the Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracy podcast. We've got him for like about an hour, so I want to make sure we get him on and say hello to everybody else. Let's get Rico up here first. And I'm doing production from the driver's seat, so bear with me. Here we go. There's one.
Audio.
What the fuck is calling you?
No. And then, hold on. And then let's get Andrew. There we go. And it looks like that's working. So normally I do this from a studio, in a studio space, but I'm using a little iPad with a little pointer thing. And then let's bring on Brian. Andrew, Rico, how you guys doing, by the way?
Good. Hey, you know how I said let's not play anything since we only have him for an hour? Could you play a little bit of your news things so Big Country and Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracies know exactly what you guys just endured?
I can't do anything from this. We can't do any production.
You can't do anything.
No, none, zero. This is literally me improvising like on the wing. I literally have I can drive a Jeep right now and podcast. That's about all the entertainment I can do. So, but yeah, next week.
I have kittens on my lap.
There's kittens here. I have the wheel of a Jeep here. and it's raining in New York. Imagine that.
Everything that we have left from our lives.
And if you really want to like see something interesting, guys, like pull up another tab and look at the radar signature over the states right now. It looks like a giant hurricane. I've never seen anything like it that's over the Midwest, and it's going in a big circle. So if you want to take a little like weather deep dive while you're listening to us, have a look-see and see if that looks interesting to you. I don't know. That's just me talking. Let's get Brian on here. Here we go. And
1/3 of the Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracies Big Country. What's up, Brian?
what's happening, man?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show, man. Tell us a little bit, because we only have you for about an hour. Talk about your show a little bit, and tell us about yourself, and then we're just going to talk about your bullshit after that.
Yeah, so Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracy podcasts. We've been doing this show now for 6 years. We talk about pretty much everything when it comes to conspiracies. From time to time, we would do some true crime episodes, or we would do some like fun cryptid episodes. But actually, we haven't recorded a show. This is the first show I've been on since we kind of stopped recording on our show since October of 24. And it was like an impromptu break that we took. A lot of people were asking us, because I think just as of January this year, we have like a cumulative of like 1 million downloads. And a lot of people were asking us where we went, if we quit. So no, we did not. We just kind of took a break. Life got more important. We got some like work promotions, and Boya was kind of doing his own thing in his life. And so we just kind of took a break from the show. But I know, Rico, you had sent us a message, and I was like, yeah, let's freaking do it. We need to kind of get back into it, because we're going to start recording actually tomorrow. But yeah, there's 3 of us, and we talk about all things conspiracy, and flat Earth being one of those. I did write a book about it that is available on Amazon. But yeah, so excited to be here with you guys tonight.
Well, you didn't know it was me, but me and you have been back and forth for like 3 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you did know it was okay, right on. Okay, so I sold you guys wrong. I'm like, I thought you guys were 3 cops that were flat earthers, and I sold you guys that way. One of you guys are a cop, right?
So Chris, who is my brother-in-law, he's the 3rd host of our show, because we had 4 when we started. And we're just down to 3 now. And Chris was a cop. He was a highway patrol in California. He's no longer a police officer. He works for an engineering firm. But then Boya's a mechanic, and then I'm an electrician.
Okay. Well,
something
about the way you guys are just have a really good back and forth. You're quick-witted. So I guess that's why I think you're all cops, just because you guys just see through shit.
You just got to know how to talk to cops.
I'm not just saying this. Like, I mean, we got 2 different rock stars coming up, like, booked right now, and I'm so stoked to have you guys on. I listened to I had you on automatic download. I didn't know you took that much of a break, but yeah, every episode you've done in the past 3 or 4 years, I've heard.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
Yeah, but I'm at work, so you're always seeing my private message on Instagram, because I can't communicate live.
Yeah,
so
for
sure. You're getting like, no, man,
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, we did take a short break, but yeah, that's cool. I know we've been talking for a while, and I know Flat Earth specifically, because I remember when I think we talked to you when you talked about starting this show, and we were like, yeah, I mean, fucking go for it,
That's right, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Dave Weiss put me up to it, but I do remember getting in touch with you guys going, hey, I'm kind of an idiot. Like, I mean, I was a drummer for a living, which also makes me an idiot, but I've never used my voice for anything, and I was really apprehensive. Well, Lowry is the singer of, we play a lot of music at festivals and whatnot, and I'm like, he's the perfect front man. So Lowry, weren't you the first guy I called to ask to do this with me?
I don't even remember. It's been so long ago. I mean, but like this is just stage banter for me. I had no experience broadcasting whatsoever, so I'm just bantering as if I'm on stage. Only I'm doing it into a YouTube stream now.
You're better at it than you think. Like a lot of people, a lot of people think it's your show. I mean, because I'm just like, he's better at me. I'm just going to sit back, let you do your shit. By the way, Big Country, you're also seeing him in his car. He's got this amazing setup. Like,
Yeah,
we did have an amazing setup. Now we have to build it from the ground up.
Okay, listen.
It belongs to someone in Louisville now, apparently.
I'm not a liar, but I exaggerate more than I think. You guys are about to hear my gang beat up story in a minute. But wasn't it about $500,000 worth of shit you guys just lost, or is that a lie?
Intrinsically, yeah. I mean, like if you sold it on the street, it was like $250,000 worth of stuff. But like, there's priceless shit in there. It was bad news all the way around. Now, we're gonna go to battle with U-Haul now, but
a lot of the reason why it is $500,000 is that everything that was in that truck is everything that we use to make money. So all of Alex's instruments, all of my photography equipment, all of our gear, it's all gone. So we have to start from scratch. And you can't just walk into Target and get like the wardrobe for styling that I curated over 2 decades. I can't do that. You can't just go and, it's devastating, and it's been really rough actually. But now we have kittens though.
We have kittens now. And you know what, also like keeping the show like rolling, like even in these kind of circumstances actually helps because like the show is like an anchor now. It's a routine. And even if we have to fucking improvise from the Jeep, we can still do it. It's nice to know we can do it now and it's working, because we were like, my MacBook took a dive. So I swear to God, nothing from my former life I'm allowed to take into my new life. I think, I don't know about Nicole, but like even my MacBook just decided to quit. So now I'm on her pad.
Really?
And I'm watching the chat on my phone. And so yeah, it's going to be a hot minute before I get back into the Hot Rod studio. But as long as everyone can hear me, I want to talk about Brian.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like some stuff that's been happening lately, and I want to get your take on it, Brian, because it's kind of like the last 2 weeks have been fucking crazy. You've got this whole riff in the FE community, and you've also got this absolute monstrosity of a fakery that was Katy Perry last week, which woke up the entire fucking internet, up. And I'm like, okay, great. That's a huge first step. Now take the next step into FE. All you have to do is accept the fact that they haven't just faked this one. They faked them all the way back from the very start. It was all fake. And now I'm just waiting to see if the 100 monkey effect actually comes about and be like, okay, guys, now open that little FE door and walk through it. I cannot hold your hand. I cannot walk you through that door. All I can do is open it and say, go on through and find out what you find out. And again, thank you, Katy Perry. Katy Perry, we love you. Thank you for absolutely blowing up the internet, because
even space people are freaking like doing memes about how bad it was. Like
it was awful. What's your take on that, Brian?
Oh yeah, man, that's kind of funny. Real quick, I just want to say, Special Agent Andrew, if anybody wants to know what's at the bottom of his screen, that's power equals amps squared times resistance. That's Ohm's law.
You guys just become best friends.
Oh, okay. There we go. There it is.
Green electronics.
Electricians unite.
I know. Are you, Andrew? Are you IBEW?
No.
Okay, I'm IBEW where I'm at, but
I'm in California. I'm in San Jose. That would be local 332, but no.
Yeah.
Actually, non-union.
My superintendent is actually it's a union. Yeah, which is a very interesting topic, but maybe we'll get to that later. But so like, I had been out of the news cycle for a while because we truly stepped back into the matrix for a minute because life just got so much more important. I got a promotion at work. I became a superintendent, and I was making a fucking ton of. I mean, I still am. I was making a ton of money, right? And I truly believe that there's two ways out of the matrix, right? Like, one is you do it the quote unquote matrix way, right? You understand your social security number, you understand that it's a bond, you understand contract law, you eventually fight it in court, and you never actually end up paying for anything ever again. Or you just win at the matrix, right? That's the other way to do it, which most of us don't have that opportunity to do it. I was granted that opportunity, so we capitalized on it. So we kind of stopped recording, and I stepped away from the news. Well, when I saw this like Katy Perry shit, I was like, okay, well, first of all, like I used to say that I believed in God, but now I say that I don't believe in God. I know that there's a God, and I didn't used to say that until I discovered flat Earth, right? Like until I solidified that the Earth was flat. That was the evidence that solidified it for me, that said this is his handiwork. So when I saw this Katy Perry stuff with all these like famous witches and all this shit, I was like, okay, let me look at it, because I didn't even see it. And I mean, I've been doing it for so long now, I could just like pick it apart in like 2 minutes. And then I was like, you know what? The sad thing about it for me was that like adults that walk this earth with us looked at that and was like, yo, isn't that awesome? They went to outer space. We're like, no, it was so incredibly orchestrated, scripted. And then the footage came out where like they opened the door and they're like, oh shit, don't open the door yet, from the inside. And then they couldn't open it. And then Jeff Bezos is over there and then he opens it. It's like, dude, if it's real, right? For the sake of the argument, say that it's real. Why is everything so like orchestrated, so staged, so like step 1, step 2, step 3, and then they do such a terrible job at it every single time. Yeah, it was just when I saw it, I wasn't surprised. I was more surprised on how still so many people were like, "Oh my god, outer space, totally." You know?
And I was well, here's the thing that struck me. It was like, it was so stupefying. It was so bad that I was like, this has got to be on purpose. They actually, I don't know like why they would do it on purpose, but it was so bad. And maybe it's because we have been looking at this shit for so long that it's so easy for us to look at it and be like, you know how stupid this is? But I don't think I think a lot of people out there don't or haven't like sharpened their eyes yet, and they can't see it. And it's so laughable to like a lot of us veterans who've been, messing around in these areas for a lot of years. I mean, like within 5 minutes, the entire internet had ripped apart that production. I mean, literally 5 minutes, it was done. And like, we're all cheering. He's like, they did a lot of work for us. We didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
You know?
One of my best friends is a baller and like really smart dude. Actually, there he is. This guy right here. And he was even like, before I saw the footage, because I had to go somewhere for a few weeks. Well, that's a long story, but he was like, yeah, like they had to like fake. They opened the door from the inside, then shut it again, and they came back with a fake flat tool. That he was telling me about it. Like he didn't even like buy it. And aren't you? You're still a moon landing guy too, right, Matt? Hey Nate, what's up? Here's our sound guy. Could you see the YouTube screen? Big Country. See? Oh, okay. That's Nate. He runs sound for us.
Right on.
Don't misquote me. Am I misquoting you? See, I'm not a liar. I just tell things the way I remember them.
You misspoke.
You're a moon landing guy, right? Yes or no?
Sorry, Brian. We're talking to the chat right now.
No, it's all good.
Did you see Bezos fall down when he was like walking around like the little thing? It was TMZ aired it, and it was hilarious.
Dude, okay, and I'm glad you brought up fucking TMZ, because why is TMZ always the first one there for everything, always, ever?
And
curious,
TMZ,
right?
Oh, come on.
Hold
man.
on.
Holy shit, dude.
TMZ is the worst one there. And the reason why TMZ is there is because they are the people who the celebrities call as a PR agency to come and capture them. Like Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp case, and when she had her bruise that she made on her face. Like, they are the ones that create the drama. But why was none of those people who are shot up into the atmosphere and dropped back down into space? Meanwhile, why are they dropped in the middle of the desert without like one of those big like balloon things? Why did they not wear helmets? Where's the heat shield? Why weren't they dropped in the middle of the ocean? You remember in the 80s when we were all waiting for like, oh, they're coming back from space and they were dropping in the middle of the ocean. They didn't have the coordinates. Why did they have the coordinates in the middle of Texas? Like, what? It makes no sense to me. Sorry, I'm feeding a kitten.
Well, it's what's really interesting about it is that this is on like the crest of the final experiment, quote unquote, right? Where they went to Antarctica and they filmed all that, and they said, well, this proves the flat Earth. Well, there's a couple interesting things about it, right? So one, I saw it. And truthfully, and I'll tell you my stance on that entire thing is I truthfully believe that they didn't even go in the first place. I think the whole thing was staged, which is very interesting. That like Austin Whitsitt, I used to listen to that guy all the time. Now I don't really trust him a whole lot.
Actually, we're all friends with him still.
Yeah, and it's like this is just my outsider's take, right? Like I haven't talked to the guy since then.
I don't know Jaron that well, but Austin's actually stayed the night with me and my wife.
So and I was on Jaron's show before, and I've talked to Jaron before, and he like completely flipped a script. Well,
yes, he did.
One, I don't believe that they went, but let's just say for the sake of the argument that they did, it's a fallacious argument in the first place, because to say that there cannot be a 24-hour sun on a flat Earth is fallacious, because it's already been demonstrated through some tests when you invoke a dome that due to the reflective nature of whatever that dome composition is, it would produce what we would see, a 24-hour sun at this longitude. So it doesn't just disprove the flat Earth, right? It's fallacious to argue that it does, but most importantly, what a lot of flat earthers got caught up in was when they said, "Hey, this can't happen on a flat Earth because, due to the math or whatever they were trying to present." Flat earthers just said, "Well, it was faked. It's a nuclear sun. It was." Don't even get into all that. Stick to what you know, and what you know is, it's not that it's not possible, because you'd have to ask what specific model were they specifically interpreting. Right? There is no flat Earth model. We have no idea what the Earth even looks like, and we're kind of going off of what we've still been told about the Earth as far as where the continents are.
There's no ball Earth model either, though. I mean,
correct. Yeah,
correct. All over the place too.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, like when they say that they have a model, it's just something that they say. And I know recently, like a new argument in the flat Earth global thing is that you can't have a horizon on a flat Earth. And that's like a new argument from like the last couple years, because I've been in a flat Earth since like 2016. And that was never something that they said. And at the time, you could find flat Earth whatever on YouTube still. But it wasn't until prior to the election where you couldn't find that shit anymore. But
me and Lowry are 2015 guys.
Yeah. So very early on.
And I'll tell you this too, and it's something that nobody wants to talk about. There were a whole bunch of us in a whole bunch of different circles before that bullshit, that excrement that happened in Antarctica, if it actually happened there. We're screaming. We're like, look, we read out Lady Blount and Albert Smith's old articles from like 1901 or 1902. Some, chat, you can figure out the exact year. It was one of those years. And they said that they have witness of 24-hour sun down there. It did not change their view of a flat ocean, that water seeks its own level, and that there's a phenomenon they don't understand in that part of the world that they do have witness accounts for. We were screaming from the top of a mountain, and we were screaming at both Jaron and Whitsitt. And I'll just clear this up real fast. Jaron is off in the bramble. I can't even speak into his speak anymore, so I don't even talk about him. Whitsitt's kind of hanging in there a little bit. I don't know where his head is right now, because ever since the whole thing happened, I just took a step back. But we were screaming from November through December before they went, look, there's already a witness account of this in an old paper. And two of the biggest Zetetics ever, the biggest published one was Albert Smith and Lady Blount. They said that they saw that down there. So there's something about the sky that we don't understand out there. Sorry, not down there, out there. And but the one thing about the TFE group, they just would not acknowledge it. I'm like, we're acknowledging the fact that they've witnessed that already. So you're not going to prove anything new by going down there and doing the thing that you're doing. And they did not acknowledge it moving up to the experiment. And then I never got a sun angle and a timestamp, which would have taken all of 2 seconds from Jaron when they were live down there. And I set aside a whole hour to try to get one sun angle and a timestamp versus what I was seeing from my apartment in Brooklyn. And I could see it. I had a big bank of windows. I could see the sun plainly and where it was, and I had an angle on it. Could not get it from them. And it was very curious. That's when it got really weird for me. And yeah, you're right. It's a fallacious argument to say, well, it's because of this, then it's this. I mean, that's a bad look.
Yes. That would be like us saying Mount Canigou every time. You know what? Why I want to go into other conspiracies, and why I'm booking different people in the future is because there's things I don't like talking about people when they're not there to defend themselves. And there's things I could say that would just make you go, oh, wow, that is okay. Yeah, maybe I would too, if you put it that way. It's just, I think the Antarctica thing should be thrown at, I mean, let's go back. There was good debates on both sides way before Antarctica. Antarctica just pisses me off because I can't say what's on what if I had any balls, I would, but I like my friends more than I like cosmologies. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
I'll say this about the final experiment. Sorry, Andrew, to cut you off just real quick. The pastor that was involved with it, what I've seen, I can definitively say, and this is not like speaking.
Will Duffy, the guy that paid for it?
Will Duffy. Like, this is just me. This is not the opinion of Boya or our show. Like, just me. I can definitively say that I truly believe he is a false prophet, and I think that he's.
I don't trust him at all.
No, and I think he's doing it all from and where did you get, like, I understand he said that he had like all these investments before and this is where he got all this money, but like if it's true, let's just say that he spent all that money, like if I was part of his congregation, I would be raising some serious questions as like, where did you get all this fucking money?
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of cheddar, dude. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. And okay, I know this probably says something about my mistrust in man, but that dude smiles way too much for any person that's putting on some kind of event. Like, have you ever watched an interview?
Yeah, he's like the Joker.
It's like, Duper's delight.
They're not. They're not all real, but I got a perfect smile now. But I'm not going to smile that much.
Again, we do need to. He has limited time with us, so let's let him have the floor the majority of the time. So.
He's part of the gang. Like, I thought it was all three of them, so everything I have written doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
No, you're good.
All my show notes are out the window.
So, I didn't have a note on this one, but what would lead you to believe that the Antarctica trip didn't happen?
Well, for one, they didn't have a 24-hour live stream. They said that they were going to, and then they didn't. So it was actually an 18-hour live stream. And they said that was the most they could do because of Starlink and whatever the fuck else. Right? So then when Witsit was live streaming, I remember I tuned in to the live stream. And I saw it when it happened. They were like, okay, if it's as cold as it is where you say that you are, how come we can't see your breath, right?
Oh, this is vaping. I've seen that.
Yeah, so like
what they were calling it, vape gate.
Yeah, so then there was like another camera set up that people were watching, and like he's like, oh yeah, like you could see my breath, and then he stepped away, went in the trailer, came out, looks like he hit a vape, and then came back to the camera, breathed, and he breathed out like the vape one time, and it never happened again. But he's like, oh, like, see, there it is. I'm like, okay, if you're truly there, again, because I'm a logical person, if you're truly there, why do you have to try to prove that you can breathe breath out by faking it? Because the camera caught him doing it.
I spoke with Bitsit about this on Discord. It was a conversation just between him and myself for about 10 minutes. And even though I have volunteered to help Witsit out with cannabis and things like that, he's like, no, I quit smoking weed. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I was going to send him some, illegally, obviously. But he said that in his travel bag, which he hadn't used.
They're not cops, so you can talk about it now.
Did
you get that blue meth I mailed out?
Yeah, it's almost gone too.
All right,
so
go ahead.
Witsit did actually admit to the fact that he found an old vape pen that he had in that bag, and he hadn't done that in a long time. And he decided, fuck it, I'm in Antarctica. And, oh, by the way, I sent Jaron a pack of, I think it was 2 of these. This is they're pre-rolls. So yeah, Jaron smoked weed in Antarctica, and that's where he got his weed from that I sent him. Anyways,
are you stoned right now? You went off topic before, but you just went so off topic.
Yeah, I'm off topic. So
how many gummies? Just a number.
I smoked a bong though. That's it. But yeah, there's other things about the entire thing which is very suspect. They haven't released no one has released 100% of everything they have recorded. But when it comes to that, I mean, is that one of the things that you might also consider to be one of the reasons?
100%. I truly think they all sign NDAs, honestly. I think that the pastor received funding from shady groups. I think a lot of what he said in debates was scripted by MC Toon. And then when you watch like some of the videos, like that was tracking the sun, right? Yeah, like the sun does some weird stuff up there, where in some of the videos, like the sun will like lay flat, like it warps right as it's going around. And then the shadows don't match, and then they don't make footprints. I mean, you can sit there and go on and on. They're like, okay, Witsit, go pick up some snow. He's like, okay. And then he walks all the way over there, like almost out of the frame of the camera, picks up some, like, why wouldn't you just bend down right in front of you?
Well, I think his reason for that was because he had his tripod and camera set up on an area where there wasn't any snow, because there's very little snow there. It's mostly just like hard ice.
Yeah.
With like a little bit of slate on top of it. So it's not like an ice rink, but that's kind of what that's the reason he said.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I understand that, but like I live in an area where it snows every year. And even when you're sub freezing temperatures for a night, like it's hard and frozen on top for sure. But like the enough weight as you step, you'll cause a footprint. Maybe not the first one, maybe not the second one, but the third one, as that friction grows underneath your foot, your soles warm up. It was just odd that it never took place. There's a lot of things that I saw that just didn't make sense, just from an outside perspective looking in. But even so, as I said before, it's fallacious in and of itself, because we already know that when you invoke a dome, right, and the reflective properties of the dome, which it's already been demonstrated by a few people in some models that they've built, you will actually see that. You will see a 24-hour sun, depending on your perspective.
Are you talking about Joe Hanvey?
Yeah, I've seen Joe Hanvey's model. I know Will Duffy said that he debunked that himself, because he said that the perspective was wrong. It was from outside the dome, not inside the dome. And I was like, okay, well, be careful there, Will, because if you're saying that, then every quote unquote model of the globe would also be from the wrong perspective, because we're not outside your supposed globe, we're inside your supposed globe. So that would negate, based on your parameters, all globe models wrong. But yeah,
I gotcha. And no, I have heard a lot of the reasons, if not all of them, in regards to how people will perceive this as being either faked, didn't happen at all, or modified, not being truthful, things like that. And one of the ones that really gets to me, and I'll say that I do think they actually went there, but I don't think they're being honest about what happened.
You know what? Here's what I can say.
Well, hang on, Rico. Hang on. Okay.
No, there's a reason why I'm not talking. I can tell you that Jaren and Witsit do not see eye to eye. Take from that what you want, but that's all I can say. So you guys can talk about Antarctica all day, but I can't go into it because I know something I can't really say.
No problem. About Witsit?
Witsit and Jaren do not see eye to eye.
I
and
get that.
should tell you something.
So the
they were
thing that I
both
thought
there.
was really fucking weird is when Jaren was out there having a fun time getting along with McToon and these people who, like, I'd be like, no, get the fuck away from me. Don't even talk to me the entire time I'm on the trip. And then at one point during Jaren's, I think he was live streaming it, or at least it's recorded. And then there's McToon who walks in front of the camera, walks around in a circle, and then walks around again in front of the camera. And Jaren even mentions it, saying, like, what is he doing? Just circling me? So that was fucking weird. So I don't know what to make of that one.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know. I mean, one of the ones like I saw too, like especially because we have some of that technology actually on my job site where screens can snap together, and there's no lines, there's no creases, and to me it looked like a stage. I mean that's my take on it. That's my perspective. But before anybody like who is a Glober loses their mind on it, right? That's just my perspective on the trip itself. Even if in fact they went, it doesn't matter because again, they can't address the fact that when you invoke a dome, we know that you could see this and the Earth still be flat. So, I mean, where else do you go from that?
Actually, Brian, that's a really good point. And like, I think what you're saying, my new favorite word, according to Tony Coriolis lately, is in aggregate. In aggregate, there was a lot of weird stuff all the way across the board that kind of nullified the whole thing to begin with. It's like one weird thing, okay, that's weird. Two weird things, that's weird. But we had certain circles in the FE community that identified 20 plus weird things. And at what point in time do you say there's too many weird things in aggregate that we just have to walk away? In a court of law, the jury, the judge would be like, this is a mistrial. We have to walk away because in aggregate we got too many weird things going on. Regardless of whether you believe that they win or not, I was of the mindset, I was like, you just can't have this many weird things happen in one trip. The most watched thing in FE world, period. And you don't do some of the simplest things. Like, I think they could have gotten their answer at Pointus Arenas. I think they could have gotten their answer there and live streamed from there, and we would have had the answers we needed. We didn't get them. And that's a problem, at least from my standpoint. I was like, I wanted a sun angle and a time, and I will beat this horse to death. Didn't get it. It would have taken 3 minutes to do it. They could have sent it to me, and at least we could have looked at it. We didn't get any of those things. And in aggregate, over the course of it, I don't know, I've said this many times. I don't know if Jaren's playing some sort of elaborate gambit. I don't think he is. Witsit might be. Witsit hasn't gone as far off into the bramble as Jaren has. But like in aggregate, I agree with you, Brian. It's like the more weird things pile up. It's like a court of law is going to walk away from it.
Yeah, and man, guys, I've been doing this for so long now, like where every day was just a dive into a conspiracy of some sort, to where all I need is one. I just need one. If there's one, just one, even if there's only one thing wrong about it, it's enough for me to go, nah, I'm not putting my eggs in that basket, right?
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
For so long, I think that the non-playable characters, right, the NPCs of the world, have given a pass to the government and powers that be to say, hey, you fooled us on this one, you fooled us on that one, you fooled us on this one. Well, at some point, you just have to say, well, how many? At what point do you say, okay?
At what point you say NPC you later?
Yeah, like I'm out, dude. I'm out of 5,000. Like what? fool me once, okay, shame on you. Fool me 800,000 times, like you're an
93
idiot.
billion times.
Like, guys, come on. We're adults here. Grow up, Peter Pan. This is the real world, whatever that means. But no, we're not going into outer space.
You know what? You know who got screwed in Peter Pan? Wendy. Because she was like, you know what? I love you, Peter. And Peter was like, nope, I love little boys, and I'm going to take them to Treasure Island.
That was
Peter
Pinocchio.
Pan was the bad guy. Most
Oh.
people don't know that.
What the
Peter
fuck?
Pan
I've never
was the
heard that
bad guy.
perspective
Oh,
before.
I'm sorry. I got the two mixed
It's
up.
Pinocchio, but I get it.
I'm not
you-
lying.
Have you guys ever heard about Big Mike? I'm trying to change the subject.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I also have electrical questions for him because it's not too often electricians meet each other online.
I just don't want to waste the whole.
Yeah, what the
we
fuck-
only have him
Brian,
for 1 hour.
What the
so-
fuck is electricity? What the fuck is it? How does it
No
work?
idea.
And
No
what
clue.
does it look like?
No
Because
clue.
we don't fucking know. And I know that it shocks me. I know that I sat in a Tesla coil this weekend and I was touching a metal table and it was going through my body and it came out my finger and went, and this was Weiss's Tesla cable. I sat in it and it conducts right through my body and it arcs over to a metal table. I want to know what the fuck that shit is and how do we get it for free?
I want to know what blood is.
That's called static electricity, by the way.
Yeah, electricity
Whatever.
is around us at all times. I know Witsit did talk a lot about this, that there is a measurable difference in voltage as you increase altitude. It's measurable. So one of my professors when I was still an apprentice said probably one of the smartest things that maybe have ever been said about it. And we know what electricity is composed of, right? Protons, electrons, and neutrons. We know how to harness it. We know how to collect it. We know how to distribute it. But what is it? It's a what is question. We have no fucking idea. Absolutely no clue.
concentration of ether is what I would say, but I'm not like you and Andrew. You guys know so much more about that kind of thing than
Well,
me.
yeah. I mean, we can. I want to do like just a show about electricity one of these days because I do teach this stuff. I work as an electrician. I have a degree in electronics. I've taken physics and calculus and all that kind of stuff, and I'm also a teacher. So I think I can explain it a little bit, but again, as he just mentioned, yeah, we don't know what the fuck it is. It happens. It's there, but what is it? It's sort of like saying, what is gravity? Well, it's electricity and gravity, I think, are related. Actually,
When it's in density.
I'm certain Bob Nodell actually did an entire multiple presentations on that, showing it like Gaussian plates.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say on it for now. But yeah, Big Mike just admitted that he's a man.
Not really. I mean, he is, but that I can see where. Never mind. You know what?
It's called a Freudian slip. Like, whoops.
Yeah, no, I was kidding by changing subjects there. I don't want to talk about that either because I just don't care. I just hate that we're talking about Antarctica and I can't really say the biggest thing I really want to say about it.
Did you sign an NDA?
No, I'm just a loyal human being. And actually,
Fucking
two
send it, dude.
of my Ball Earther friends are in chat right now. They can tell you I do have that going for me.
So you're basically saying it's neither ether or either or.
It's either or, neither or. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying see, there is neither.
Ether.
Well,
You know what? You know what? Zach, Good Times for All. He's really, and I kind of agree with this sort of, because we're talking about something we can't see, so we have to infer it, right? He had a really good one. It was a disturbance of the ether causing a potential difference. In other words, like a friction within the ether that does work. In other words, energy is like defined. I believe it's something that does work. In other words, it can move something in a certain direction. Electricity can tend to do that and harness the right way. We don't know why. We don't exactly know why, but it sure does do it, right?
Well, you need a conductor to harness
Correct.
the electricity, right? So say railroads. Have you been down the whole ghost train, like railroad?
Yeah, I've recently
Isn't
seen
that
Oh, yeah.
weird?
I know what you're talking about.
So all of these ghost trains are just like cabooses that were just left out in these abandoned railroad tracks, and they just go.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's a new one to
there's-
me.
The weirdest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, and there
pretty
are these
interesting.
people that just follow these ghost trains, and they're like, "Oh, here's another ghost train. It's moving. There's nothing on it. It's totally abandoned. It looks like a ramshackle Detroit messed up like slum,
Yeah.
and it's just moving down this railroad,
Yeah.
and nothing is moving it."
I've seen it. You think it has anything to do with those? Have you ever seen those like roads that are clearly going up or down? And
Yeah, we have one by my parents' house because like my wife and I are from California, but we live in the Midwest now. But they live in a small town called Yucaipa, Inland Empire, and there's something up towards there's like a mountainous region behind my parents' house, and it's called Oak Glen. And up there, they have this road called Gravity Hill. And if you go to the bottom of the hill and put your car in neutral, depending on which way you're facing, you'll either roll up the hill backwards or up the hill forward. And it's clearly a hill. But it's one of these areas where I think there's like a pocket of energy, a pocket of electricity, of what have you, like where the potential there is greater, and it needs to pull itself to its grounding area, its home. But even if you look at something like electro grounding is what it's called. If you learn to like wrap your plant, like if you have a plants outside or like maybe a garden, you just take copper wire and you kind of wrap it around the lattice and you put one end into the ground and then you stick one end in the air. You're essentially just pulling electricity out of the air and funneling it around your plants in your garden. And my wife and I did that on a few tomato plants that we had, and they produced a tremendous amount of fruit in a substantially short time. It's the same idea, walking outside barefoot. So there is something to electricity, grounding. I think that's why things fall down. Not everything falls down. We know that because gas exists. But I think there's something to that, and I think Tesla was probably the closest to understanding it. And the powers that be probably understood that too, which is why they stole all this shit. But yeah, I mean, electricity is free. You can generate electricity with rubbing two opposing magnets together and sticking a copper wire in between them. It generates electricity. I mean, in theory, right? Like, here's a apocalyptic idea for anybody out there. Like, if you had an elliptical bike in your home and you're in the apocalypse, right? You could essentially attach magnets that were opposing to the interior side and pedal on it, and you could probably power your entire house with minimal draw on.
Yeah, you'd have to have a capacitor bank or a battery bank in order to do it. Same thing.
Correct.
Yeah, the same way that solar panels are installed in series parallel, but then it goes down into a combiner box, and then boom, inverter, battery bank, and battery bank, then the inverter. And yeah, I fuck around with. I mean, I'm building a coil right now for a project. But yeah, electricity is a phenomenal thing, and it is considered a phenomena because if you actually go and my textbook's over my shoulder, but it's called electrical theory, not electrical fact.
Yeah.
There are certain laws like Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law, Lenz's law, all these different things. Those are laws. We can prove them, demonstrate them. It's empirical evidence. But yeah, I'm not trying to hog the floor about electricity because I speak about this very often. You got the floor, man. Keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll build on top of that. It's just some people probably don't understand is like the difference between a theory and a law. Like we call it a law because we know that it can't be violated, right? So these things that happen unequivocally in nature, we call them laws because we know the opposite of it cannot happen and has never happened. Versus electrical theory. Electrical theory, when you really get into it, I think it truly is an answer to a question of the universe, but I don't think it's, the answer to the question of the universe as to what exactly everything is and why it happens around us. And, even if you look into the cosmology, depending on some nights, I mean, the night is much clearer for me now that I live in the Midwest and versus the West Coast because there's far less more pollution out here. Some of the night skies, especially after we have like massive windstorms that come through, that they just kind of blow even the pollutants that they do from chemtrailing and stuff out here. Looking at the night sky, I'm like, holy cow, man! We as our ancestrals know have figured out a way to use the sky as a map to the ground, and they knew it was flat because like even elevation angles to Polaris, like you can't do that unless you assume your baseline is flat. That's the only way to derive an angle. Like as an electrician, like everything we operate in is literally angles, right? Like that's how we build everything.
Conduit.
Conduit. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's SOHCAHTOA all day long, and when you understand that and I think this builds on like Masons knew this. Masons know this. Right, like that's why their symbol is the compass and the triangle. Like these are instruments, these are tools that we use to build things with mathematical precision, with the prerequisite that the baseline must be flat indefinitely, because you can't build on a curve. Everyone knows that. It's very interesting that like you never see in like flat Earth. I've always asked, this bridge was built with the Earth's curvature in mind. No, it wasn't. Like, dude, I fucking build shit for a living. No, I've never ever seen a print or a set of drawings that was like, make sure you take the Earth's curvature. No, it doesn't exist. Take it from the dumb blue collars that build this nation. It does not exist. It never has and never will. It doesn't. It's just not how we derive right angles, right? You can't have an angle on a curve. You can get into trigonometry where you have angles in curves, but these are all imaginary numbers. They're not applicable to real life. But yeah, I mean, we could sit here and talk all fucking night about flat Earth.
Yeah, man, and I think it's really, really important, like especially from the standpoint of people who work in the field that actually have to make things or build things, or there's even some pilots that they're going against their own training, but they don't talk about nose down course correction. They don't talk about the things they should talk about. Now there's a bunch of pilots out there that are talking about it now, but the people out there in the world that actually do stuff that matter, like bridge builders, people who build things like that, if you get them in the right spot where they're not like online or streaming or out in front of the public, they'll tell you exactly what they really do. They're like, that we don't figure for curvature, just like snipers don't, just like rail guns in the ocean, just like it's ridiculous, but nobody wants to talk about it in public. They'll talk about it with their voice covered or maybe in shadow, or they'll say, yeah, I'll come on there, but I'm not going to say my name. But the people that really get the real work done know exactly how it works. The canal builders, engineers that build canals, those are the people I'd like to talk to and be like, hey, what do you think about this, right? You guys figure for curvature when you built those locks over the course of, I don't know, 100 miles. And, you get them by themselves, they'll be like, fuck, no, we don't fucking figure for curvature. That's some stupid ass bullshit. Get them out in front of people on, say, a stream or whatever. They either don't come on the stream or they'll be like, well, it's curved, but we don't use it when we build, which is like the standard response for someone who's clearly saying, hey, we don't look for curvature, or we don't use curvature when we're building. And, but I can't say that it's not curved. I can't say it. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a conundrum. It's a dichotomy in a sense. But Brian, do we only have you for this hour, or are you stick around for a little longer?
Yeah, I got a few minutes left.
Okay, because I got a video lined up about the same subject we were talking about with Katy Perry, but it's the comedy version of it.
Okay.
So
we'll be back in a little bit, guys. Thanks for dealing with broadcasting from the Jeep. Brian, thanks for coming on. We're gonna do a little bit more in the second hour, so we'll be back in a bit.
Hey, Brian, can we do another one when we have all three of you? Because not that there's nothing wrong with you. I've seen your solo stuff on Instagram, but you guys have a chemistry, and I don't. Yeah. This is the way for our audience to meet. Not that you did bad, but
no, for sure.
It's not what I was selling people.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Yeah, like me, Chris, and Boya, we feed each other well. And that's probably why we've been doing the show for 6 years now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen
we're
a lot of your
definitely
stuff.
doing.
It's really awesome.
No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
And Lowry and Nico are also like the king of doing this too. So the fact that I have better lighting than them means this was a weird show.
Don't you make fun of our production, buddy. Don't you do it.
How did you not take that as a compliment?
I did. I took it as everybody.
All right, so here we go. Did you see the video I dropped into the side chat?
Can you? Oh, hold on a second. Again, it'd be better if you could share it on your own, and I'll add it to the stage. That's the easiest way.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we have Brian Big Country from Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracies with us. We're going to go into the second hour.
Do you want me to post it, Andrew?
Huh?
You want me to post that?
No, it just needs to be backstage so I can add it.
Oh, okay. And hey, Big Country, they're going to send you a newsreel so you can see what happened. It's kind of.
I actually just posted it in the.
It's been a weird couple weeks for this entire crew, except for DJ. He's in fucking Disneyland right now, like literally.
Yeah, I hope he's on acid or something. All right, so you got sound on that? All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Go ahead and play it.
It's 6 minutes.
Thank you, Big Country. Brian, thank you so much, dude. Please come on again with the three of you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope I didn't oversell the show. I know I did. I know it looks like it.
We're almost in a 1 year mark, so you're getting close to our popping the cherry.
There we go.
Well, at least there's 44,000 in chat. That's not bad. Oh wait, that's 44.
Okay, so
what are we looking at here?
Ryan Long. He's a comedian and one of my favorite comedians as of late, and he's making fun of the Jeff Bezos all-girls space launch. Here you go.
Are you guys all pumped about the 6 female astronauts that went into space? Why are you booing? You don't think women should go to space? Or you have one of those old-fashioned opinions like, oh, if women are in space, who's making dinner? Well, I'm not that type of comedian. Oh, what are you thinking? Oh, they probably tried to go to the moon and then they got lost because they can't read maps, ended up in that. You're looking at me probably thinking Jeff Bezos paid $500 million to get some peace and quiet. That's not me. I'm not that type of comedian. By the way, is that not hilarious that girls across the board didn't even like that flight because they came back and they were like, girl power, we went to space, and every girl's like, go f*** yourself. Like, shut up, Katy Perry, you know what I mean? I think you can't do girl power stuff when the economy's bad. You know? A little bit. When the economy's good, you're like, we did this for women. When the economy's bad, they're like, women went to space. They're like, no, you went for space. I can't pay my rent. Like, that's the vibe a little bit right now. Hey, I don't like it if guys are like, I did this for men. I'd be like, what the fuck? Or maybe if things are going good, you take that. Like if everyone had a fun night and you and your boys are like having a good night and he comes back and he's like, dude, I got laid tonight. And everyone would be like, nice, you know? But if everyone in the crew hasn't got pussy in 8 months and then the one guy comes back like, I just had a threesome for us. He's like, smell my fingers. We got pussy. You'd be like, no, we didn't get pussy. You got pussy. And he's like, as a unit, men got some pussy. Don't try to bring me into this. And by the way, I'm a white dude. My identity, I could never do that with. Like, there's no way I could come back from a space flight and be like, another successful mission from the white man. Like, we did it, boys. White men on the come up. We did this. White men. Everyone be like, yo. I got tired of colonizing Earth. I just tried to give space a try. No, I'll be happy with that. The only way you could be pro-white, I think, is if you're the underdog. Like, you could never be like, oh, man, went to space. But if, every now and then, a white dude dunks on, a big black guy in the NBA, you could be like, the boys are back. Just a little tiny bit. Every now and then, you could do... Also, I think we're at the stage of celebrities where it's kind of like we're just annoyed by them. I think, is that fair to say? Yeah, you put your exactly right. It kind of feels like it's like you've been dating for 10 years and they're like everything they do is just annoying. You're like, why are you breathing like that kind of business? You know what I mean? Like that's how, like she came back from space, Katy Perry, and she goes, I was getting in touch with my divine femininity. If you were on first date trying to get pussy, you'd be like, you're so interesting, you know? If you're dating for 10 years and she comes back and she goes, you go, what did you do today? She goes, I got in touch with my divine femininity. You go, well, you were supposed to be in touch with the cable company. Like you had one fucking job. You sat around all day doing what exactly? Getting in touch with your divine femininity? What does that mean? Either me do shit. Like if a girl you start dating, she's like, that guy looked at my tits. You're like, do I have to fight him? Where is he? Let's fucking go, you know? After a couple years, your girl's like, that guy looked at my tits. You're like, well, put a fucking bra on. How about that? Your nipples. I'm just, you know, if your girl's like, that guy looked at my tits, you're like, I mean, lady, what do you expect? They're out. They are out and about. Right, but first night you'd be like, oh, what a crazy thing for a guy to do. Let me fight him. I guess I'm fighting your coworker now. How dare he look at your tits that are out and about. Even singing, right? She was singing, Katy Perry was singing What a Wonderful World. If she came out first date, what a wonderful world, you wouldn't want to, you'd be like, you have the voice of an angel, you know? 10 years in, you're like, what are you, 4 years old? Stop singing. You're on the road lost. Like, took a wrong turn somewhere, and she's like, I see skies. Shut up. Yeah, we're not done with influencers, period, I think. Just like, you know, you're allowed to be famous and rich and influencer, but you don't also get to be like, I'm better than you, you know? Like Mr. Beast, he wants to be like a good guy now, and you're like, fuck right off, you know what I mean? You've seen it. He'll be like, I put 10 men in a pod, and if each of them can suck me off, if each man can suck me off to completion, they will be awarded their AIDS medication. Eh? Everyone doesn't have to be an influencer. Dude, I've been talking about this on my podcast, but there's this woman, she's like a hot, like 22-year-old, and she's a plumber influencer, which is like hilarious, you know what I mean? Like, if you clog the toilet, you want a hot 22-year-old walking in, setting up a ring light, you're like, what are you doing? Sets up the cameras, comes in your face like, oh, this guy did some damage tonight. Ooh, what'd you eat there, pal? This is a mess. Oh, no, you want a guy named Carl who stormed the Capitol. That's who you want. That's who you want. With a phone from World War II. He's playing Snake on. I don't think it's sexist. I think the same way as a woman. Like if you went to get a pedicure, do you want Carl who stormed the Capitol? No, you want an Asian woman who's talking shit about you behind your back, right? You don't want Carl walking in like, all right, let's see the toes, you know? So anyway, that's why the girl power stuff's not working.
All right.
Where are these people? Did you think their wives saw your girl's tits and they were just like, no, we're not. This is what you want me to come do? No, fuck off. We can't. They peeked in, they go right there, and she goes, not happening, Ted. Back in the car, Ted. Nice try.
He does some great sketch comedy, too.
Yes, he does. And that's just the lighter side of the whole nonsense of that entire expedition that apparently is claimed to have happened. So Brian's out of here?
Yeah, he had a hard out to start.
Yeah, no problem. That's
okay.
Kind of what
First of all, what a weird show, man! Like this couldn't have been. This is probably the weirdest show we've had. Like it wasn't bad, but
we are in a Jeep, by the way, so that's not exactly normal.
I didn't feel like I could chime in. I was expecting they have such a great podcast, but like what I love about it, the reason why I never skip their show is because of their trio dynamic, which is what I wanted the show to be. So I literally just didn't even look at my show notes because it's about them and I wanted them to get going. Like they're so entertaining. Like you would think they're all like at least like indie comics. Like they're really just go listen to their podcast. You'll see what I thought this was going to be.
I thought it was fantastic. I like that. I like that guy. I think he's like super fun.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
And considering the circumstances of everything that's going on, that we still managed to get a show off each week, I'm really fucking amazed. You know, just like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, like, I'm in a fucking Jeep. Nico's over here. She's got kittens on her lap.
I have kittens on my lap.
Yeah. Do you want to show you want to do a kitten cam shot real fast here? So we got Roy. We got Roy, and we've got Esther. Let's go for Esther. Let's see what Esther's doing.
Roy has a little. We had to take Roy to the emergency vet.
You ready for Esther? Here it comes.
Oh,
there's Esther.
Okay, Walt's heart just skipped a beat somewhere in the world.
Here, let's do Roy. Here, I'll put that there.
Roy,
here comes Roy's got a little conjunctivitis.
Well, we don't know if it's conjunctivitis.
He's got a little eye issue, but this is Roy. Kill Roy. He's been to war. That's Roy.
How do they like the road?
They love it.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They do
good
so
at truck
They're
stops.
babies.
Yeah, they love it.
They love truck stops. I bet.
They love it.
I bet. Hey DJ,
So, yeah.
I hope you tune in. Hope you and your family are having a blast right now.
At Disney World?
Land, right?
Disneyland.
Land is in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney World is in Orlando.
So this is actually this was really good actually, because I wasn't sure that this was going to work on the pad, because I thought we were going to get a feedback loop, but apparently I haven't seen anything in chat about a feedback loop from sounds coming out of that back into the mic. So that's really good. And so now we know that we don't have to have the studio in order to get this pulled off. In case we're not in a hotel or at somebody's house, we can just stick the pad up in the on the Jeep dash, and we can talk to you this way. And I haven't seen any too much bad feedback for audio on the chat, so it's really nice to know we can do that, because we're going to be on the road for at least the next 2 months. We're going to be down in the Carolinas. We're going to be in Florida, and then we're going to be out to Flathead's place, jamming on the plane, and then we're going to travel all the way. Yeah, so we're going to be a lot of places, and we're going to be broadcasting from all those places. So I don't know how good our internet's going to be in Colorado. It's like, even Fathead, when he's out there, he's like, sometimes he comes in and not, but we're going to try to make sure we're in a good spot to where we can broadcast from there. We'll probably broadcast from Karen's. We'll probably broadcast from Florida.
Cool.
And so this is what it's going to look like, man. This is the new studio for the time being.
I got Karen and Ted for a date too. I'm booked all the way up till I think I even have an August show. Nico, you know what I did notice? I know this is more of a backstage banter, but there's only like 38 people watching. Like, if you get bored in a hotel, still make some of your art. Like, there's a definite lack of like your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, anyone else, like that kind of like fills in the gaps and gives us more of a flow.
Where you going, Betty? Hold up. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, anybody, if you watch it, you're too close to it. If you watch an episode, that kind of ties the whole thing together and makes it like cohesive.
I didn't get to do the little intro thing today. I usually
stuff like that. Yeah.
I usually make the little thing, like the intro thing. My salsa takes all the pretty girls and do dance and take off their underpants. My salsa,
And like even the structure of whatever you guys or whatever we pull together for the middle and the outro but other than that, it was great. I doubt he comes back, but I think.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
I think it was a good show as far as we're concerned.
Hey, do you like my lighting fix that I just did?
I don't know how you guys got your sound to be as good as it is.
It's just my new iPad.
It's a new iPad, so it's probably doing the echo cancellation really well.
I had to fight for this.
If it would have been on the phone or if it would have been on another device, there would have been a bad feedback loop. But if this works, then no worries moving forward. It's just not going to be what it was until we get back into a proper studio situation. But if this works, then we're going to do Village Roadshow all summer long. We're just going to broadcast from different places. Tonight, not so exciting. We're not going to give you a tour where we're at tonight because we're literally behind a dive motel in North New York City, and there's nothing to show you that's of any value. But we're going to be in some other spots where it's going to be beautiful, and we'll take tours and we'll talk to different people. We'll actually probably have on-spot interviews with people wherever we go to visit. And
that's a
we're
good
gonna-
idea.
Yeah, we're gonna take our time, for at least the next 2 months and just explore a little bit. And wherever we show up, we'll have some various people on. I know we're gonna have guests coming up and that sort of thing, but whenever we don't, we're gonna just bring random people on wherever we're at and say hello and have people, just talking into the camera. Because if this works, then we're totally free. We don't have to be in a studio right now. It's not perfect, but it's working.
Hey, I say it on the phone all the time. It's Sombrero. It's whatever we want it to be, as long as we're happy. As long as we're happy. What's up, Mark Sargent? Did I just? Okay, I'm hallucinating, I guess. Oh no, my mouse is over it.
Hey, so
Mark.
we don't have the guest for the rest of the evening, and I do have things to bring up as discussion points. But if anyone is,
why don't you go ahead and do that since we have the time? Go ahead and do that because I had nothing planned outside of having Brian. So like, if you want to go through some stuff, we'll sit back and watch because you haven't done any prezzies in a while, so you should do.
well,
some
yeah,
stuff.
I haven't.
Oh, I got to tell
And,
my beat. My
Still working on the
Oh
beat
yeah,
timer.
My
just get that
beatdown
queued up, Andrew. Get your stuff queued
No,
up, and let's.
I don't have it queued up because the presentations I've done, that I've completed, I've already done before. So,
Well, is there something you can pull up while Rico tells his story? Because I think people need to hear the story about what happened on his bicycle
Yes,
in
absolutely.
the last couple of days.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Oh, we got Zach
Mark
and Kami.
Sargent.
Zach and Kami next week.
Yeah, and
Zach and Kami, Ted and Karen. Although we might have to tape that early because of Ted's schedule.
and then
Sovereign, I'd say, Sav, I can't repeat what you said in the chat, but yes, it does need to be discussed. At least the Anunnaki. The second word I can't say because then they'll shut us off. But
Wait, what were we calling
but the-
them?
the Anunnaki J lizards from Nibiru. The
Let's-
Mm-hmm.
Nibiru thing, I'm just kind of like, Nibiru, that ship has sailed, but maybe Nibiru is offshore. I don't know.
well,
I
okay.
don't know.
Before Rico gets into his
I don't have to
I'll
tell
talk
my
to you
story.
about that.
presentation, I'm going to ask everyone here, all four, the three of you, what do you guys think for like maybe the last half an hour of the show? We open up the call for letting some people come in.
Sure,
I'm
we can
cool
put a
with
link
that.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
that
I'm
will be in-
broadcasting from a Jeep, so like anything's
Yeah.
game. Just do whatever.
Actually,
Hold
I
on,
kind of want to hear.
Hold on, let everybody give a shout out to Lowry for broadcasting from a Jeep without headphones, because this is big for him.
It was big. I thought there was going to be a shit show of
He
reverb and
tried
delay.
all day long to because his laptop.
We even
it's
stopped in
like
at
shit.
Starbucks. We stopped in at Starbucks,
He
and I
was
tried to
in
set up
the
the entire
Starbucks.
studio.
Trying to figure it
Couldn't
out.
get it figured out. So
And he was
there
like,
we go.
and I
And-
am actually super proud of him for
Yeah.
making this happen. So shout out to Lowry.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
And
Yes,
by
if
the way, if
anybody-
you guys don't watch this show, Lowry's our quarterback. He's our lead singer.
I'm not a quarterback.
He's not,
Why
he's
did I
not
why did I say
running back.
quarterback?
Right.
Well,
So-
but you're definitely our front man. So I think you
I'm
hold it
a
down.
front man. Yeah. Hey, let's do some shout outs. ADR, yo, commercial sound and video, Sav,
Hi, Nate.
Sarge, Greg B.
Shout out to Dave Weiss and
Valley.
Paige for hosting us last night.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout out
Weiss
to
Page.
NDB #1 fan.
NDB #1 fan for putting us up for a
Sorry
month.
about the firewood. That was
Sorry,
Lowry.
yeah, we used all the firewood. Sorry, buddy. We just had to. Jay, thank you for coming in.
Josh and Zach from
Musicians,
Iron
Musicians
Realm.
for Truth. Yep. And this is what it's going to look like, guys, for
Greg
the next
B,
2 months.
Dr. Bass.
We're going to be probably tailgating for the next 2 months. So maybe we'll even do a barbecue or
With
something.
Kittens.
Dr. Bass Ackwards, Rethink,
7-Eleven Lucas.
7-Eleven Lucas, Good Times for All Zach,
Oh gosh. Artes
Alipio
Liberales.
Barreto,
Sue. Hi, Sue.
Sue Finelli, team leader. Yeah, Artis Liberales. Did you say that already? Am I saying that right?
I just said that. Yeah.
Josh Corey.
Hey, Josh.
Ball-
See you, buddy.
Baller Matt was here, but he got mad and left.
Oh, because he didn't like the moon stuff.
Well,
He
What's
still wants.
Even Brenda still hangs out with us. I mean,
That's because she wants to talk about. If we talk about recipes with Brenda, everything goes well. I'll talk about casserole with Brenda all night long.
Crocheting, like any arts and crafts or anything. Like, I don't know who retires and wants to like mess with flat Earth people. I feel like you should just like go to bingo.
Yeah, go to bingo. But like, I'll talk recipes with Brenda all night. I can do that shit. I need to learn how to cook
music
more.
with Matt, or if any of you guys are into basketball.
All right, Rico, let's get to your story.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
set it up contextually, like set people up. Tell what led to this event and like why are you on your bike? I mean, everybody heard the sordid story about like what you did for the last month, but kind of bring us into the story. Bring us into it proper.
It's not related, but you know, I've been trying to adjust. You know what? I don't want to go into all that, but basically, I was going to
He's
my
making
mom's,
improvements in his life.
and it was super late. And there's a maybe 2-mile way to get to like this shopping area where all the fast food and your typical every city has like the same kind of, you know, department stores and whatnot. Like we have one of those areas.
So you're
that
into the strip
you can
mall
just
club.
cross over. Yeah, basically. But there's an area, like I'm actually looking at it in this direction, where there's some railroad tracks, and you can cut through this tiny little trail and walk right over there. I could go like to the store and back in like, if I know what I wanted, in 5 minutes. And I am just having a good night. The weather was great, taking it easy. And because they're train tracks you have to cross over, they kind of go uphill, train tracks, come back downhill. Then you're at my mom's apartment complex. I was off of my bicycle. It's not the city. It's technically on the property, but the outskirts of the apartment complex. So there's no lights. So some kids were sitting in the dark, and after I passed them, they jumped me and beat me down. I think I was on the phone with Tony Coriolis, I think.
Tony Coriolis is a legend.
But they were teenagers. They were just punks. They wanted my bicycle. And I'm not saying I would have won the fight. There was multiple people, but I was not. They wanted my bicycle because it was obviously expensive. So I'm holding onto my bicycle with my right hand and fighting them off with my left hand in the dark, and got the shit kicked out of me. Like
Andrew, I shared a picture with you. Can you share it, please? Andrew, it's in your text. Keep going, Rico.
All right,
Either way, and they took probably around $70, and they didn't get away with my bike, and they left. And I called Tony Coriolis back, and I found a gas station that was shut down, and took a photo of myself with blood dripping off my face.
Oh, we're gonna look at it.
The worst part is my body, because they came from behind, and whenever they attacked me, I hit the tracks, and those big old. You guys have been around. You've played around on the railroad tracks as a kid. Those big old rocks. Imagine getting your ass beat on top of big rocks. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't want to imagine that.
I wish I knew how to post a photo. I have photos of what I look like. Like, I look okay right now. I look like that night. I look like Jared Leto from Fight Club. Only I'm slightly better looking than Jared.
Actually, you're looking great, dude. Even with a little bruise on your face, which unless you look, you don't see it. You're looking a million times better than you looked 4 weeks ago, and that's just me talking. But like, you know,
you're looking good, dude. Well, I'm sober, so that
helps. That helps a little bit, but
the saliva staying in my mouth.
It's actually not funny, but it's funny. And I'm like, Rico, I'm really, really proud of you.
We're everyone's proud of you, dude.
Actually, you know, beat down aside, I'm doing way better. Like I let drinking get fun. My favorite joke that I heard was Chris Farley going, "Well, I've stopped drinking during the mornings. Now I just wake up at noon."
Here we go. There it is, right there.
Ooh,
there it is.
You got a photo of it.
There you go. There you go.
It actually right there, it even makes my mouth look like the worst part. You should, when you know how bruises discolor, my face was black before like like in less than 24 hours ago. The scabs has started finally falling off. But that's me right after. But you should see my chest and my stomach. If I was in any kind of good shape, I would show you that too. That looks terrible.
Hey, Rico, ADR says, Rico, you even got good color, tanned. You're in good shape, man. You're making it. You're making
Yeah,
it.
you'll be fine. I got hit in the face with a baseball bat.
Ouch!
On
Yikes.
purpose?
Long story. I'm not going to tell it right now. But yeah, that was 3 days
You can't
ago.
do that to us.
No.
Yeah, me and these 3 girls took a bunch of ecstasy, and I'm not going to tell that story.
I'll tell you guys
right now.
privately. Well, actually, I got hit in the face twice by a baseball bat. Once on accident, once on purpose.
Was his name Mud?
I don't know.
There's going to be at least one guy to get that joke. Come
Anyways,
on.
yeah, I mean, it split up my entire eye. The eye doctor came over and said I may have to have eye surgery. Otherwise, I might lose vision on my eye. And fortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, my entire right eyebrow is basically just a scar.
Dude.
Damn
And
it.
so you'll be fine, dude.
No, hey, dude, I've been in some fights. I've lost most of them, but I've never been in that situation. Thank you, Matt. Damn it, Rethink. I love you, dude. He's always got my back when it comes to references. So I
Primus?
hit him upside the cranium with an aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud.
Yeah.
Nope, nobody.
Okay. So I think we're at that point where maybe we're close to it, where we can for the last 30 minutes, and maybe we'll just let certain people come in.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also, there's a saying that everyone knows this saying.
Rethink, you've earned it. Why don't you come on?
Also, one other thing we need to discuss before we go to we open up the panel is our 1-year anniversary for the Sombreros coming up.
Like
I believe
2
it's
weeks?
at 2 weeks. Is that
no
2 weeks?
way.
Yeah. So we're gonna Rose. I think
49.
Rose 777s is
3
I think is the guest on that, and we have
No,
next-
actually, she pushed back 3 weeks. Let me give you a quick rundown, okay?
All right,
Here we go.
I did just drop the link in the chat, and the little saying I was about to add in is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's not true, because what doesn't kill you, it could eventually. Like,
Yeah, but what
Hey,
doesn't kill you seriously
here's a
pisses
quick
you off.
rundown. Next week is
What
Mother's
doesn't kill
Day.
you pisses you off. I just want to rethink that whole entire statement. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Yeah, you know what? But it sets you back and it pisses you off. And yeah, sure, maybe it makes you stronger, but it really weakens you in between. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you know what? You would think I would be jaded. I'm the most sensitive dude. I'm more sensitive than your average room full of dudes. I'll just tell you. I've called a couple of you crying. Oh, actually, not any of you. Walt from
You're
Iron
in
Realm.
touch with
Hold
your-
on, real quick. Here's just a couple I have written down. This isn't even the whole list I sent you guys. Next week, Mother's Day, Sunday, that's going to be Zach and Kami, half of Iron Realm.
awesome.
Fun.
Oh shit!
That's my
okay,
Sombrero's
this isn't the
birthday.
updated list. All right, either the 18th or the 25th is Dave Weiss. The other one is Ked and Taryn.
I'd
say
Ted
and Taryn.
I
I
sure
like Ted and
did.
Taryn actually.
Ted
That's
and
what I'm naming
Taryn.
the episode.
June 1st
Alcohol
is
and chainsaws.
Mike THC Part 2. The 8th is Walt and Josh half Part 2 of Iron Realm. Crumb is the 15th. And June 22nd is Skylar from He Is Legend. And I have a more complete list than this even. By the way, I made them pick it out. Which one's the 18th and which has ended up being the 25th? I think the 18th is Ted and Taryn, and the 25th is Dearth. Am I right?
What do you think if we added some like lights around the inside of the Jeep? So like we made it sort of a disco Jeep, so that like we could make like blinking lights in here, so it'd be like a pretty cool atmosphere. Since we're gonna be in this thing for a hot minute, do you guys support that?
Oh, did I say Crumb on the 15th? There's Crumb in chat. Crumb's
What's up,
coming.
Crumb?
Crumb's doing his part too. As long as you just don't do a green screen, like that would be the cheap way to go. Is like, we're here.
I'm gonna put up disco lights.
Dude.
Disco lights along.
You guys,
As long as
we
I don't
fooled
talk and
all
I
of
just
you.
go.
This is a green screen, you guys. We are safe and sound in a hotel room. Like
Yeah,
what?
right. No, we're not.
No,
All right.
it's not a green screen.
There's a StreamYard link. Come on, don't act like you don't want to talk. Matt, Crumb, someone, give us a show. We had a hard out, or at least he was turned on out.
Stop. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with the babies.
If no one calls in, well, no, I'm still going to release the merchandise. Merchandise is coming out. That's an announcement.
Ooh.
As soon as I get the rest of the guys. Uh-oh, who we got? Greg B. What's up, homie?
Hey, Greg.
Shit, I need to turn off my
How you doing, man?
guys. I'm sorry, I'm turning off my my YouTube. Okay, there we go. Yeah, when I was your age, or when I was your
What?
age. I'm 46, by the way. But anyway,
Dude, I'm older than you. Alex is older than you.
Hey, what's up, Greg? Am I muted? I don't know.
No.
Greg's muted.
I hear you.
I think Greg might be muted.
am I muted?
No, you're not
No.
muted now.
No.
You're good.
Okay,
can hear
cool.
you.
Sorry, this is my stupid microphone. When I was in 8th grade, we moved, and in California, if you move from 8th grade to 9th grade, whatever, that's the transition from high school or middle school to high school. And so we moved to from
What's up, Grandpa?
Long Beach, California, to El Paso, Texas, for like a month. And then what happened was my stepdad's parents said, "Hey, we'll take care of everything," and so they arranged all the shit for us to move out there. We were like, "Yeah, okay," and he's gonna help him find a job. None of that panned out, and so my mom was like, "Fuck this shit," and we're out of here. And so we moved back, and what happened when my stepdad moved back with my mom is that ex-family or the step family took everything that they arranged that was ours in storage and sold it off to Mexico. So we lost everything as well. So that's
God.
why
Man.
I have
That's
a heart
awful.
for you. I know, but you guys know this too. And this is why I have such a heart for you. And so I'm always there for you guys.
Aw,
Thanks,
you.
Greg.
When you start over, there's a renewal, but there's a pain, and I understand it, and I'm here for you guys. So when you guys come to Colorado, please do not forget me. I will
Definitely not.
I will come to anything you guys do.
Are you going to Flatheads?
I don't know about that.
Flatheads, the jamming on the plane. It's like right out there near Denver. It's like an hour outside of Denver.
Then I'll be there, but I just don't know about it. I live in the shithole of Aurora, trying to.
You're literally like you're 1 hour.
Aurora.
You're 1 hour from Flatheads, and he does a thing June 20th. It's super awesome, and it's full of a bunch of people.
I
like
will be
that.
there.
Yeah,
And
What the
Nicole,
hell is going on in Aurora?
Aurora.
it's just that's the stuff where like Trump is like, there's all these fucking gangs and just they're coming in, they're terrorist gangs.
That's where the Batman shooting was at too, man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Batman.
That's all
shooting.
that. Yeah, this is a great city. I love living in this fucking shithole of a house.
Somali pirates, all kinds of shit in there, man.
When you were here, please let
Hi,
me
Uncle
know.
Sab.
We will definitely, absolutely.
Nicole, if you have any artwork that you do, I think I picked that up through the side panel, but I don't know. Sell that shit. I will buy it.
Aw.
I love you guys. I love you, Nicole. I love you,
Aw, you're
Lowry.
so sweet. Thank you so
Please.
much.
B.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some artwork just for you because I got some markers and I got some paper and I'm gonna make something.
I
just for
will
you.
be here for you guys. So
Aw.
thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'm here for
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Appreciate
You're
it.
so sweet.
Cheers.
I can't wait to meet you.
What's up, Uncle Sav?
Hi, Uncle Sav.
Same old shit, different day to smell it. What are you guys are going west?
We're going
going south.
south and then west.
Actually, you know what? We're gonna be passing through Shenandoah.
Ah,
Oh,
actually, it's through the valley. It's through just the valley, or are you going to be going through the town of
we don't
Shenandoah?
know.
We're not sure exactly yet. We just know it's south.
Where are you at now?
Well,
Somewhere outside of New York.
yeah,
because I had to
north
go
of New York City.
Oh,
I
okay.
had to go. No, I had a doctor appointment, and because of the medication, you can't get it anywhere, and I can't get it anywhere, and it's a controlled substance, and blah 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 blah, because they make you addicted to medication for 20 years, and then treat you like you're an addict. So there's a shortage of it right now, and
so suffice it to say, we stopped over here because we had to pick some of that stuff up, and now we go back out towards you guys out there in the mountains, and then to the Carolinas, and then we're just we're gonna treat the summer as sort of a village road show through this show.
You're going 81 south?
Yep.
Okay. If you split off at Winchester and pick up Route 11, or well, hell, 81 will bring you right through Newmarket, which is just over the other side of the mountain, about 15 miles from here.
What's wrong?
Can you shoot a little thingy in the the Facebook Messenger or on my text or whatever, so that we can plan a thing? And I'd love to stop by and just hang for a minute, and because that's what we got. We got 2 months of blowing off some time and doing shows and that sort of thing, and we figured we would just go ahead and spend some time with a bunch of people that you wouldn't normally in a normal day of your life get a chance to do, and we get a couple months of this, so we're going to try to see everybody. Just kind of like Vlad has made a point. I really like Vlad a lot. He makes a point to actually visit people because he has that in his life. And we're going to kind of use that for the next couple months to just stop in and say, hey, I've seen you online a lot of times. I've never met you. I think we met in Vegas.
We did.
But Vegas was very foggy. You can blame that on Andrew because of the chocolates he gave me.
Passing the buck to Andrew.
No, don't. You're getting more, by the way. And Dave, if you want some of those too, I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
We got a whole fucking bunch.
Yeah, hang on. Here, take this down in the private.
Sure. Yeah, put it in Facebook or text me or something, because we're going to be heading that way in the next couple days. And this is what it's going to look like, guys. We're going to be broadcasting basically from the cockpit of the Jeep, and hopefully we'll be in more interesting places where you can take you guys on little tours while we do the show, and see much more pretty things than this shitty ass hotel that we're looking at right now. So there you go.
All right, I got it. Cool. I'm gonna save.
Right on.
What's so shitty about it? Is it just small, or is it a motel, or?
Dude, it's just a classic
it's a bullshit
trash
deposit. That's what's shitty about it.
Yeah, they don't trust anybody going in there. They want to take a huge deposit, and it's just probably a meth head hotel or something. I don't know.
You mean like where I stayed after the hurricane for 2 days?
Likely.
Yeah.
There's no way it's that bad.
I don't know, man. There's in what they charge these days. When they first came out with Motel 6 and Super 8 motels. Okay, their thing is because Super 8 was $8 a night.
Wow.
Motel 6 was $6 a night. And now look where it's at.
Yeah.
If that gives you any idea of where it's gone to. Wow, yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, you come down through here, shit.
I think they run these hotels now like Airbnb. Like I remember.
I think they're all sex trafficking.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people just rent out rooms, and they just regular renters because they can't get a lease, so they just rent by the week.
Yeah.
And so these hotels have to make money, so they go ahead and let them take it by the week because they've got these empty rooms.
Yep.
And when you're an actual you need a hotel room, you're traveling and you actually need a room, you're actually up against the locals who are just sort of quasi renting the rooms. And they ask a deposit because they probably get meth heads in here who burn the fucking place down. So you can't just get a normal reservation anywhere. It's weird. And we only wanted to get this place because it had a flat screen TV, because my MacBook Pro took a shit. So I was going to mirror it on the big screen TV so I could actually run the show. Well, now I know we can do it from the pad. So I don't know. I don't really want to broadcast this show while I'm driving, but we might get that good at it. Right, maybe put the screen over here where Nicole's running it, and I'll just drive.
Right. Yeah. I've seen other people do that. There's truck driver channels that do that shit.
Well, it's tough because you'll lose reception for like 5 minutes at a time in certain locations.
That's why we have guys like you to take over in case we lose reception. So Andrew takes over the show, buddy.
Yeah. Well, when we do our meeting about the merch graphics, you guys can tell me how to play some stuff too. Like, I'm sure it can't be rocket surgery or brain science.
What rocket
surgery
or brain science.
Brain science.
Well, you're messing that one up a little bit. It's okay.
Can you set up like a meth thing in a hotel room overnight, or is that like a?
Sure, you can.
You can. I
Sure,
mean,
you
like,
can.
yeah, if you're Walter
What kind of
White.
question is that?
Is there a question from a guy that doesn't know how to make meth?
Look! It just went up 5 viewers when he said that. The feds are watching.
The feds are like, uh-oh.
We got somebody. He calls himself Rico. Is he picking on us? Is he luring us in?
Well, other than the few times I've actually partied on it, like I think of Breaking Bad whenever, like, that's what I know about meth is Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't know it if you laid it out in front of me. That's how I avoided. I've stayed away from it. I've seen people that have taken it.
Yeah.
I've been around them when they're on it, but I've never actually seen the drug itself. I don't want to. I don't want it around me. I don't want the people that use it around me.
I would agree.
You came up in that part of the country too, Sav. Like that was like meth central where you were at.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Right. Now cocaine, that's another story altogether now. That was another story altogether with me.
Hey Dave, are you going live tonight?
No, not tonight, man. I'm gonna
okay.
I think I gotta work tomorrow.
You
I
think
haven't
you
heard
have work
back from my
tomorrow?
boss yet, but I was live Friday night, Saturday night, and I think Thursday night too. So.
Yeah, I try to hop in there as often as I can, just for a few minutes and shoot the shit.
Yeah, we had a pretty good show last night, man.
We're gonna we'll schedule you probably sometime in July. I'll reach out to you and we'll have a heyday with you. We're flying by the seat of our pants right now. I didn't even know how we are gonna broadcast tonight, but apparently this pad's gonna work pretty well. There hasn't been any echoing, so like we're just gonna take this show on the road. You know, if there's anybody out there in FE land that is somewhere along the route from New York to the Carolinas and you want to have a live show and a barbecue in your front yard, hit us up. My email address is alexander.lowry@gmail.com. I don't care about doxing myself. I get enough spam anyway.
My email is NicoleShow@gmail, NicoleShow@gmail.com, and I'm already doxed.
So we might as well just do some Village Roadshow stuff and see like how the other half lives while we can do it. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I mean, like, I don't think anyone's really understood like what this Katy Perry thing did to the internet, and like I'm seeing like shifts.
It's not stop.
Well, we're retarded according to Jaron, because the majority of the internet disagrees.
I know.
So, yeah, I guess we're just
See, maybe the final experiment is actually seeing how gullible people actually are and how many people have not woken up, because the final experiment is maybe a way for them to say, all right, well, this is the final experiment to see how many people can actually believe all of the lies.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's almost like though I'm seeing that there's like a desperation amongst them of, you know, within at least like the last couple of years where they're really pushing this idea of, you know, all these rocket launches and privatizing space and all this other bullshit. And it's like they've gotten more desperate and more ridiculous as the last year or so has gone along. You know what I mean?
Did you get this impression, Sav? Like for me, my first gut reaction was they're doing it on purpose. Because I was like, this is so retarded. It's so obvious. Like, are they playing to see what they can get away with to like make it so stupid that like let's see how many people will actually believe this shit. And I was looking at it and like, again, I said this earlier, but it was like 5 minutes into that thing, the entire internet shredded that launch, shredded it. And I'm like, it cannot be that easy. But the only way it could be easy is they're doing it on purpose. They're going to see how many people still believe in this space nonsense.
Well, look, man, here's what's so funny, too, is that here you got, now again, I'm going to say it again. You know that had this FTE thing, staged event, not occurred, where would Jaron be doing? What would Witz be doing regarding
selling dick pics?
Perry's
He'd be
space?
selling dick pics.
They would be all over that fucking shit, right? But what do we got? These guys have to. Jaron comes out and says, if you don't believe the Katy Perry thing, you're a moron. You're retarded. If you don't think
he'd be sucking Katy Perry's dick.
And I'd be like, what in the world are you talking about, right?
What?
And I think it's funny because it's so obvious that it's fucking fake.
It's weird, right? It's
And
so
they're going,
weird.
oh no, you have to believe in it and everything. And it's like, I'm laughing because you have no choice. You have to defend it. You have to.
It's in the writer. It's in his writer, right? It's like you got to say this thing so many times, and that was my feeling. You know, at least coming from Jared, it's like it looks like you have to meet a quota, and it was weird. I was like, you know, he came on Facebook and he made a remark on my Facebook page, and I was like, it looked like the same remark he made on the other people's Facebook page, which means like a copy and paste that he put over there, and he had to make a quota and get so many out in order to meet his writer. Which is like, that was the weird thing for me. I was like, this is weird. And I actually asked him, I was like, are you a clone? You know, because I meant that, well, it was actually Nicole that said that. And I was like, that's a really good remark because like, if it isn't even him, if he just resigned, he's like, okay, I resigned, someone else can be me and they can say whatever they want. And maybe that's what happened. I'm not making a claim here, but it's like, it's so weird. He sold his brand and then he's not even doing shows anymore, which in this day and AI stuff, nothing would surprise me. That half this stuff is so fake that half these people have zoomed off to some sort of retirement or, you know, I don't know.
Think about this, man. This would be wild. I'm not saying this is actually what's going on, but he's done enough screen time that they could do deep fake on him saying any fucking thing.
Oh, for
somebody
sure.
somebody made a comment about well, that's actually we were talking today. It was with Weiss, and Weiss was like he was either using the correction on the video to make him really look really good, or it looked AI. And I haven't been paying attention to Jared just ever since he went off in the Bramble. I don't really pay attention to what he's doing, but like I was like, there's a lot of people using this correction filter, and like, what's the difference between that and actually full blown AI? What's the difference? How would we know?
Right.
We don't even know if we don't know. We have no idea. And like even on this show, I use that there's a little thing when you go in the settings, you go into the camera, it's like update your image. So it softens, like gives you a little Barbara Walters effect. So like your complexion looks a little bit better or whatever. But there's some, like I'm seeing like the fittest flat earther, this guy, I don't know what to make of this guy, but like he looks now literally like an animated character. He's using so much AI correction on his face that it looks like Barbara Walters on steroids.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I don't know if that's actually him even talking anymore. And how would we fucking know?
No, it's a reptilian with a mask. It's called silicone, okay?
It's like these chicks you see on Facebook that they put their profile picture and they got like 500,000 fucking filters on the damn thing. If you know them in person, you're like, there is no way that broad looks like that. Yeah. I know her.
It's actually called contouring, and if you're really good at makeup, you can do it. If you're good at lighting, you can make your face look pretty good.
That's deception, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, that's deception.
Well, yeah, deception to make somebody think that you're like a girl, but
Did
you're
you know that
not.
was one of the sins? Did you know that was one of the grave sins that the fallen angels did? It's taught women how to use makeup and shit to make their looks more alluring and shit in order to fornicate.
Was that part of the Prometheus? The Prometheus narrative was like fire and makeup and
like lapis lazuli, like that was the first
no,
makeup.
that was the Nephilim, not Prometheus.
But if you really look, that whole thing's kind of like the same story.
Okay, so I want to talk
true.
about
Good
this.
point. That's a solid
I know
point.
about
Prometheus
makeup.
was Lucifer.
I love makeup. I love lighting. I love photography. I love all of that stuff. But
Where'd he
I
go?
would really like to talk about the origins of makeup with the Nephilim and Prometheus, because I feel like that is like a topic that has like very not
Re-
widely discussed.
Read
And
Enoch.
yeah, because that I feel like that would be more masks, like using masks in order to do it. And this like now this day and age is like a digital mask, and you can make yourself look like anybody.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
really
what was it?
unfortunate.
Saw a Facebook post that showed these girls and they look pretty hot and everything, and then showed them after they come up out of the pool.
And they're like
makeup
Rudy
washed
Giuliani.
They look like completely different. You know, they're just average looking, and in the makeup picture, they're like look really hot. And and it says, you know, if you really want to know what you're getting, take them swimming on a first date. And
Was it risky business where the girl comes out of the pool in red, all slow, or
no, that was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and that was Phoebe Cates.
That's right.
Phoebe Cates was responsible for a lot of teenage erections.
Sob, is that your sound dumping out?
No, I think it's hey Crumb. Hey, welcome, Crumb.
Hi, Crumb.
Good to see you. I think your sound is making a little bit of a fart.
Oh, okay. You know what? I know exactly what's going on. It's using this.
You're watching the most
It's the
most
first
quality
time I've
show on the
ever done
internet.
this. What
Hey guys, let's go a little longer than normal. Only because we
Okay.
have.
How about this?
What time is it?
It's
sure,
There's no
yeah.
time. There's no time.
Yeah, whatever you guys
It's
want to do.
now.
It's
It's
right
now.
now, exactly.
Time is only a concept. There is nothing but perpetual now.
Exactly.
Past
And you know
and-
what? When you are in the present and you are right now, guess what? You won, because now is one spelled backwards.
God,
She likes words.
it's the lighting. You guys can't see all these scabs.
Mm.
Do you have a filter on your face, Rico? Is that what it is? Is it a filter?
The ring light. I'm telling you.
He
my
went to the
face-
beach.
Hold on, I'm gonna send you a photo, Crumb.
The past and the future only exist in your mind. The only thing that is the present.
You know what, Sav? That's now what you just said was in the past.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like where do you get in the fulcrum? Like in the present now is always the now. And then if you're thinking about the future, then you're not really in the now. If you think about the past, you're still not in the now, right?
Well,
Sounds like
that's actually
Spaceballs.
something very interesting because Crumb
We're in now.
a year
Everything
ago.
that happened then happened now.
What about now?
Well, you were doing a
What happened to
presentation.
then? We just passed then. When?
You know what? It's
Crumb,
now.
what is the second?
What is a second?
Yeah, you did a whole presentation on that.
Yeah, it's like the 1.5 second, like weird, to like the 50th power of like the cesium atom or something. I don't know. It's something so ridiculous.
It's
I don't get
weird.
it.
I'm the only one here that's not a musician because I'm not really sure if Nico's a musician, but I am definitely not. I'm musically
I'm a
inept.
dancer.
Well, it's closer than what I can explain, but when it comes to what is a second, I never thought about it before, and I actually asked a physicist about that. He's like, "Oh, it's just 1/60th of a minute." I'm like, "Okay." But anyways,
Yeah, but like the Earth is like it slows down like a little bit every year, right? So it can't be like consistent. The
I
sun's
know,
getting
right?
slower, right? Isn't that how? So I mean, it's a mind fuck. I'm not.
You know what?
stoned.
You know what I don't understand is why we have why we have things that are even in a sexagesimal numbering system. For instance, like we use a dozen, right? A gross. Those are all sexagesimal, and including the time, right? We've got it divided. Seconds are divided up into 60 minutes, are divided up into.
Well, it's
60.
the least amount, but until you get into like fractions is 6. Like,
Well, wouldn't you
can do it-
figure that man
Dude.
having 5 fingers on each hand would at least have shit measured out in a base of 10 or
Base
5?
of 10, right? Yeah, that would.
So like
This
even
is
look
my
at the
only
English.
measurement, Sav.
Look at the English rule, right? 12 inches in a foot, right? You've got all this sexagesimal based fucking bullshit. Now I'm thinking maybe that goes all the way back to the mighty men of renown, 6-fingered people.
Yeah.
Polydactyls.
Yep.
I just wonder. Okay, here's what I wonder, and this has always been a conundrum of mine when it comes to time. And I've never really believed in the concept of time because, you grow up and it takes so long for the whole entire year to get to summer. And then, you're waiting at the doctor's office and you look at the clock and you're like, oh my gosh, it's been like forever. And it's been like 3 minutes. And then like you wake up with your alarm and you hit snooze and it's been like 7 minutes. But then all of a sudden it's like 2 hours later and you're like, what happened to the time? And like they're like, oh, you need 8 hours of sleep. And I'm like, how the fuck does your brain know that you're sleeping for 8 hours if you don't know anything during that time? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Hey,
So-
Crumb, if you look at
Yeah.
your screen, I started a
I
fight club.
see it. Dude,
Dude, that's heinous.
that's nice, man.
Also, when it comes to
I don't know.
time,
Are you serious? Is that like a real thing, or is
yeah,
that
he
like
got
big?
beaten to the railroad tracks because of his
No, I
bicycle.
got jumped though.
Here's a weird one for you guys. And you guys, this is one that as you get older, you start to understand. Time lasts longer when you're young, but then once you get an actual understanding of the length of time, at least in your mind, is what it's made up. It gets shorter as you get older because you start to have a definition in your mind of what time elapsed is, to the point where as you get older, time flies. And I don't mean to use that, sorry, but that's kind of what it is. To the point where you start to, your brain has adjusted to what you think a segment of time is. And that's why things get faster when you get older, because you don't have a reference of how long time is when you're young, because you haven't lived through it yet. But as you live through more time segments, those time segments compress as you get older. And then, ultimately, like as you get older, time should, in that theoretically, time should get down to like nothing.
Time should get
Well,
older
don't you
too.
think
Why
it's like
doesn't
when you're
time
young,
age?
you can't wait to get older? So it seems like
Yeah.
like you're watching a clock, and then when you're older, you wish you were younger. You have nothing to look forward to, so it's just like a different mindset. But also,
Yeah,
don't forget that there was the invention of the smartphone, and it
And
completely
TikTok.
eradicated all boredom. There was a
I
time when
know.
you went to the DMV and you had to sit there like a fucking sap. And just sit there and just be like, oh, it's G45. Oh my God, it's like 2 hours away. Doesn't like boredom is a thing of the past. Like we used to experience it. Boredom
Indeed.
used to
Yeah.
suck.
Now when
I
we
mean,
sit
I
at
kinda
the
miss
DMV, we have TikTok, and then you're scrolling
Yeah.
on TikTok, and then you're like, what? Where did the time go? It went
Exactly.
to TikTok.
Yeah.
It's the
We used to have
weirdest
to
thing.
sit there like a sucker, just staring and hoping that some creepy person doesn't talk to us. Or hoping they do. I don't know.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
I don't know,
Like,
man. Time
Hey, guys.
seems like
Impatient
speeding
spells
up.
I'm patient.
If someone will tell me how to just get rid of this altogether, I'll stop showing photos. But this is our guest, June
Can I-
22nd, and my
Can I
wife.
present something to you guys?
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
get rid of the whole
When you're
thing,
done?
though?
Yeah, I'm
Once you're-
trying to
once-
figure it
once
out.
Do you want to give
Once
me
you're
that
done,
count?
how do I
Okay,
exit?
so you should have little patterns of different layouts underneath the screen.
Okay.
And there should also be a thing down there that says you can that's a window of what you're sharing down there at the bottom. You can put your thing on it and say remove.
Yeah, it's there you go.
Okay. All right.
Isn't that cool?
Okay. That is cool. What if I want to level that out, though? You know what?
There
It
should be
doesn't matter.
different layout arrangements down there at the bottom underneath the window you're looking at. I think you can just drag your little pictures around and put them wherever you want to.
Oh, there we go. Look at me learning. Wow. Next
What'll
thing you
happen
know,
if
I'll
who was
figure out
wanting
the
to share?
interweb.
Who was wanting to share?
I would
Oh,
like
yeah,
to share
yeah,
something.
Crumb's gonna
I came
share.
across something that
Yeah,
I think
all
it's kind
you
of
have-
interesting. And I would love to share with you guys.
I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Call it.
Oh wait, that's
So
not the
I
right
made
one.
You gotta remove
I
that.
made this was just a thought experiment,
Ow.
but I made a model
Hold on.
that would
No, how do I get rid of that?
Yeah, down there at the bottom, where it used to say present, it'll say stop sharing.
You hungry?
Or even over on the tab of whatever you're sharing at the top of the screen should say stop.
Yeah,
sharing.
on your Rico on your dashboard.
Oh, there's two. Gotcha.
Yeah, so pull that, and then Chris Crumb's got something.
I just want to just run something by you guys for fun. Okay, check this out. So I had a thought experiment. I'm not trying to make any claims or anything, but this was something I came up with that can be confirmed, that if the world was like this, on a flat world, but it's heliocentric and spinning like this, it would technically be the exact same thing you would see in Antarctica and be flat. Now,
which is a model that's been around for a while too. That whole clock, you know what I'm talking about?
Are you saying Antarctica is spinning?
Yes,
No.
I'm saying. No, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that
he's saying
we've been told that it's impossible
land
on a flat Earth to see the observation in the south. I'm not saying this is it, but I am saying that if you were on Antarctica and it was spinning the opposite way as everything else, and it worked like this, you would theoretically. It would work, and if like the flat Earth was spinning around a small, localized, heliocentric sun,
right?
And so this was just for fun. I don't take this serious, but it has been confirmed, and even Jaron said it on his show. Now I'm not really talking to him much, and everything's gone crazy, so I don't want to go down that road. But
hey, it's our show. We can do whatever we want, Crumb.
Well, I'm like blown away with a lot of the shit in the last few months, and I stepped away because I feel like my opinions are like changing.
Well, Chrome, I gotta say that this is under the supposition that they actually saw what they said they saw.
No, I know.
It's not. Hold on, Crumb. They're looking at it the wrong way, though. It's showing that moving. Remember the clock that shows the land moving, and that's why the 33rd degree Freemasons say they're traveling west. So you're picturing the wrong thing sitting still and the wrong thing moving. You know what I'm talking about?
You could have the Earth, you could have the AE map staying still, and then Antarctica like moving all around it as if like the land was orbiting the sun while you could do that, but that seems. But what I'm saying is, I thought this was ridiculous, but here is something I discovered. Because everyone I showed this to was like, yeah, but how the hell can Antarctica spin? I have to show you, can I give you a link in the private chat? Can you guys play this?
Yes, if someone will tell me what that clock is. Dave Weiss talks about it all the time, that shows like a bigger circle and that we're just a part that's melting and moving in a circle.
You're talking about the Swiss, the Prague clock.
Clock. Yes, thank you.
Bring that up, yeah. Well, something like that.
That's what I'm picturing.
Well, I just was like, okay, maybe we are spinning, but but we don't have to throw the whole baby out with the bot. I just thought maybe, okay, I'll give them the spinning, but we could still be flat. But anyways, here's the thing. Everybody I showed this to was like, yeah, okay, it might work, but it's so stupid because how can Antarctica spin? And then I did some research and I found something that's happening around there that I find fascinating. I don't know how to do a link. I gave it in the private chat.
Well, I'm sharing the link you just sent.
Okay, so you could just take this thing off.
Brenda, no. In my humble opinion, my opinion, I'm not speaking for anyone else here. This is Rico talking. No, we are not moving at all.
Okay, hold on. I think I got it here. Is this the one?
We don't live in a gravitron. That's all I have to say.
So what if they went down? What if they went down to? What if this whole camp was actually this on this thing?
So these are some images you have to see to believe. One of the world's biggest icebergs is stuck and spinning in an ocean vortex off of Antarctica.
And as NBC's Tom Costello tells us, glacier experts are buzzing.
From the deck of the British ship David Attenborough, iceberg A23A is massive, nearly the size of Rhode Island. It broke off Antarctica 40 years ago. So large, it's visible from space. But now it's stuck, trapped in a strange vortex of ocean currents, spinning 15 degrees a day with orcas feeding off its edges.
With orcas!
Oceanographer Chris Auckland has seen it firsthand.
So this iceberg is absolutely ginormous. It's 5 times the New York City land area and 1,000 feet deep. And so if you're looking at it from the ocean, you're seeing it 100 kilometers into the distance.
While climate change is thinning the Antarctic ice pack, experts don't think it caused this piece to break off. Icebergs have been breaking off Antarctica for 30 million years, normally
30
traveling
million.
through an area called Iceberg Alley before entering the largest ocean current in the world, where they start to slowly melt. But A23A has instead gotten trapped in a rotating confluence of water
It's a
called
Taylor column.
Taylor column, doing a full spin every 24 days. It
Is that what
could
Taylor
stay
Swift
there
does?
for years, slowly feeding the ocean with fresh water and nutrients before it fully melts away.
It accounts for about a year's worth of ice volume discharge for Antarctica. So it's sort of one big giant down payment of ice delivered from Antarctica to the ocean.
The world's biggest iceberg, chilling in the Southern Ocean. Tom Costello,
Dude, that
NBC
iceberg
News,
is
Washington.
chilling. It's not chilling.
That is
I know. I'm just saying, like,
That
now,
is
just
absolutely
like using our imaginations, just using our imaginations,
yes.
I'm
guys.
just
Like,
giving you
there
a hard
are
time.
things that we might not be thinking about that could explain things. That's all I'm trying to say. Because
You know
as
what?
soon as
Let
this shit
them go.
happened, everybody
Fucking
said
orcas.
there's no way it can happen on a flat Earth. Well, yes, there is a way. This model would work, and technically, it actually would be more realistic than inventing gravity. So like maybe we're not seeing something. That's all I'm throwing out there. Like, I'm not trying to be like throwing, pointing the finger at anybody for
I'm
like
not
what
mad
they
at you.
think.
Crum,
I just
love
enjoy the thought process of like, well, maybe it's this, and and just by doing that, you can kind of see that okay, there are things that we don't know.
Are you saying that maybe? I'm not saying that you're saying, but like possibly that if you were observing from that piece of land, that thing was spinning.
That's what you would see.
Yeah,
what you would
because as it's
see.
going, it has a whole different north and south than here. So like when it spins around, when it's like it's facing, let's say you're on like the camp at noon, you're facing South America. At midnight, you would be 180, but you would have to physically turn around, and at that point, Australia would be there. You only can go to Antarctica during the day, so no flight could ever exist at night. So it would always be when it's that land there. Every time they ever try to fly at night, they have to come back because it's all choppy. They don't allow it. There's only one time of the day. So there's a lot of reasons why, like, I'm not saying that it is, but it's interesting, and I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's fun thinking about that.
I want to ask the orcas.
I don't-
What the fuck
Right.
do the orcas know?
Well, I
What
need
do
to talk
the
to
orcas
them.
know?
Orcas.
Yeah,
I would
and
say-
the dolphins. We're not allowed to
I
talk to them either. Like,
I would
what the
say,
fuck
like-
do the dolphins
Well,
know?
you got to
I would say I
understand
li-
the orcas are actually the Navy for the penguin
yeah,
army.
I understand that.
Okay?
Oh wow!
Right? They even sport the same colors.
You
okay?
can, Brenda. Am I on mute? Brenda, if you want to, for sure.
I don't
mean,
know.
dude,
that-
it's
Do we
sporty.
need
No.
5 months of
No,
people being
no,
like,
no.
"Oh my god,
Rico,
the
do you
fucking
want
thing
Andrew to
proved the globe"?
One
Can
thing-
we just stop this fucking? We're like, no more of this, please. Just
No matter
forget
what
it.
side of the argument you're on, I will always lean toward the guy that's like, you know what? I have ideas, speculations, some pretty good proofs, but I don't know everything, and I'm fine not knowing everything. Is that Brenda?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need. I don't need to know what side you're on immediately, Rico. That's the thing. Like reputable news sources, they don't report the news and then go, and if you don't believe what I'm reporting, you're a fucking idiot for 5 months. You don't do that. So,
Boom.
like, I just enjoy your own thoughts. Like, man, I like you
Right.
guys. You guys are doing that, but man, I don't
Good
know.
evening.
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I'll.
I like
Good
that.
evening,
Like,
Brenda.
everything is spinning, and nobody knows which way is up or down or south or north or whatever, and everything is just expanding. And then there's orcas, and the orcas, they know the secret. The orcas and the dolphins, they're the ones
No,
that
yeah.
hold the secret. We just need to. I don't know what we have to do
The
to get a hold
orcas,
of them.
the
They
orcas
don't.
know the
I
secret.
lost their number.
Yeah, the orcas know that penguins are delicious.
Oh, I've
You
always
know
wanted
what?
to try penguins. They have
why,
to be
why
delicious.
did Brenda? You just made me crave a cheeseburger for some reason.
Cheeseburger? I
like
don't
in a
think
very serious,
penguins
salivating way.
aren't
Andrew's pissed.
penguins don't taste like cheeseburgers. I would expect.
What do they taste like?
How the fuck
I
do you
don't
know that?
actually know. I don't know. I just made it up.
Okay.
I think
Well, I mean,
they
they
might
are
be
a
pretty
bird.
good. Somebody's
They're
had
pretty
to have
good.
eaten a fucking penguin. Now, come
Actually,
on.
you know what? I bet it's kind of rubbery. I bet it's like calamari. Yes.
Well, you have to
Apparently, Rico, you didn't get the
skin it.
memo from Andrew.
No, clearly you didn't
You
get.
have to
Andrew
skin
just
it.
quit. By the way.
Yeah, you just Andrew just
was
quit.
literally
Oh,
like,
come
never come
on. Oh, did he?
Yeah, no,
oh,
you know.
He's very sensitive. He's a sensitive
That's
boy.
okay. At the end of
He's
the
a
day,
sensitive
Mermaids,
boy.
Brenda. Do you know how mermaids taste?
if Andrew's
Like
being
tuna.
serious, grow up.
It
dude.
tastes
Come
like
on,
unicorns.
Man. Did he really quit because of Brenda?
Probably, yeah.
You can't hate quit because someone doesn't believe. I don't want to be a flat Earth show. I
this
want to
is
be a
what I'm used
conspiracy
to.
show that are all.
It's a
No,
conspiracy
it's not
show?
about that. It's
We're
about
all flat earthers that host the show.
Well, not
but-
all of us.
No, that the host of the show.
The host is, yes.
But
Lowry should swing around to Minnesota
Andrew,
sometime.
if you said if you threatened then left, I didn't see your threat, buddy. I love you, Andrew.
Why? Minnesota's it's summer.
You're
We have
very
good weather.
Minnesota nice. I have noticed that.
Yeah, we have good stuff here. We have good music here. You could go to First Avenue.
So what do
go
you
to
think?
Prince
What do you
Paisley
think?
Palace.
What do you think Chris Cornell means when he says, "I'm feeling California"? Wait, I'm looking California, but feeling Minnesota. What do you think he means by that, Brenda?
No idea what that means. I don't know who he is.
The singer of Soundgarden.
Oh,
Outshine.
Soundgarden. Yeah, we have a lot of
love
groups that
Soundgarden.
are from Minnesota.
Well, they're from Seattle. They're not from either
Yeah.
one.
Grunge scene, baby.
Lifter Puller. They're from Minnesota.
Andrew, I'm gonna be so pissed at you if that's why you really left.
You like Temple
Anyway,
of the
thanks
Dog,
guys for letting me
Sombrero?
share that. I do appreciate
Yeah,
that. I do wanna
dude.
do
Like
that.
I didn't get it. I didn't get why you were sharing it at first until I got it.
No, I
until
get
wrapped
it.
My head around
Hey,
it. And
Hey, bro, do you like Temple of the Dog?
Love it.
dude. I like anything Matt Cameron plays drums on.
How about
dance?
how about Screaming Trees? You ever check them out?
I knew.
I remember them.
Look
Yeah,
up Alice Says. That's a great one by Screaming Trees.
Well,
Bob
the
Dylan.
Mark Lanigan from the Screaming Trees is why the coolest Queens of the Stone Age songs are so cool, because he's the one guy doing all the backing vocals.
Awesome.
You know, I used to play guitar a long time ago.
And then it started playing you.
No,
I got nothing.
I lost the guitar, so yeah. I used to play acoustic finger style,
Nice.
You mean like
classical?
Spanish guitar?
like Leo Kotke's type stuff.
Leo
Nylon?
Kaki's great. I love Leo Kaki.
Does
Yeah,
that
he's
mean
from
nylon?
he's from Minnesota.
Does that
You
mean
guys
nylon?
want to see something really amazing? Look up Roy Clark doing Malaguena.
Yeah,
Dude, my old band
Play,
played
man.
Malaguena. I'm not kidding. I'll leave a link. Nylon string. Yeah,
Anyways.
dude, that's on our old record.
Andrew's got
Hey,
a
Rico, I had to
Yes,
tell you,
sir.
man. Like, I just actually blew a freaking speaker over here.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a motivational speaker. It's doing pretty good. That's for you, Rico. Not really, guys.
Well,
I
you have
can't-
to.
I
You
can't
have to.
spell my own song. How do you spell Malaguena?
You have to say nice. It's really weird spelling. Yeah,
Oh.
it's got that N with the little squiggly line over it.
What do they call that thing?
I don't know.
Like a
It's in the
Spanish
word
umlaut.
jalapeno. It's sort of like you gotta give it a nyeh type of
Yeah,
sound,
something
like,
like that.
like an NG sound would be in English. Nyanga.
It's like they have. It's like they have a whole different language.
Hey, for
No,
some
it's
reason,
just
hey,
a-
I
it's
can't
just
play
the
this because of
accent.
copyright, but this is
Yeah.
our hidden track on our first record.
Okay.
what?
What?
Can't hear anything,
That's-
dude.
Okay. Whatever.
You know,
Whatever. What are we talking
Malaguena.
about?
Oh, okay.
You can't hear that.
Yeah, a little
Barely.
bit. There it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All my technology's going to shit, so I think that's my cue to go, guys. I'm gonna hang out in the chat, though. It's nice talking to you guys.
Right on.
I'm
Love
not
you, love you,
frozen.
Crom.
No, I was watching a guy play a video game, and in the video game there was a radio playing, and the song on the radio was copyright, and he got a strike for it. for a radio.
Why were you watching somebody play a video game?
Actually, that's a big thing now.
That's all. That's been a big thing for years. All of Twitch
But
is
like,
basically.
why don't you play the video game yourself? Like that's
I
so
know.
weird.
That's what I see them. Well, sometimes they're really funny people.
Well, I remember I had a video game system here. I ended up selling it because I never used it. But like it had that thing, that Red Dead Redemption on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a friend of mine would be here and he'd play it. I wasn't no good at it, but I'd watch him. I'd just sit back and watch him play it. I'd be like, yeah, go over here, do this, that, the other. I'd be talking to that game was tripping me out. Did you know there was a ghost in that?
Isn't that the Western or like
Yeah.
Western? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ghost. You can run across the ghost if you go down to the swamp. There was like this secret area that you could patch into, and you go down there, and there was like this ghost that would come out and like try to haunt you and shit. It was pretty wild, man. But yeah, I would watch him play it, But yeah, I guess that is a thing. A friend of mine, he's got a channel where he does video games and shit.
Yes, it's very popular. Some of them make big money.
Actually, the famous rap with I'm in love with a stripper. That guy, he makes more money off of playing video games than he made off of auto tuning. You guys know what I'm talking about.
No,
I just had a great idea. What about a channel where you watch somebody watch TV?
Oh, they're already out there, dude. They have like 2 or 3 layers of that. Somebody watching somebody watch TV, and
there's ASMR. There's ASMR where you can watch somebody like plinking a comb or something like that.
Oh wow!
Let's start a channel.
Or like crushing soap.
The internet goes deep.
Yeah.
How about a channel of people watching Sombrero?
How about a channel of people just sitting around shooting the shit?
Yeah, how about I'm still playing 12 sorry.
Wait a minute, like shooting the shit, like actually with guns and like poop.
I'm sure there's that too.
There's probably that. It's probably on OnlyFans.
They have to take into account Coriolis to shoot the shit.
Oh, Brenda.
Who said that? Oh,
that
Brenda.
was funny.
Oh,
that was funny. Come on, that was
good.
funny.
No,
Come
that
on.
wasn't bad.
Brenda, you're secretly a flat earther, and you're just in the closet about it.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're in the closet about being a flat earther, and you love it.
No.
Yeah, exactly. You are literally a trans earther.
Brenda, you're a trans earther.
Shooting the shit. There's gotta be something called shooting the. You know what? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, take your safe surfer.
Oh my.
Safe. What is it? Filter. The safe filter off. You probably don't want that.
Oh, you mean like dark web or?
No, you usually have a preference for Google that says filter results. And.
Guess what comes up whenever you look up shooting the shit? It's a Red Lobster commercial.
What?
Okay.
I love the internet so much.
Yeah. Damn. I gotta. Let's see.
Brenda identifies as a Glober, but she's actually.
What happened?
I identify as being in a lot of pain, and I wish I could take an opiate like a normal dude. Like a Lord.
Oh, is that because of that injury? It's because of the injury you were showing us?
Yeah, dude. You can't tell because of that ring light, but all this right here.
Yeah, I see that.
We're still here. I'm trying to share screen, but I just can't.
It
I
looked
can't
like
do it on
somebody
this
gave you a
pad.
shine.
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I'm sorry. You got. What happened? You got
Let's
jumped.
see.
You said.
I got jumped by some kids
I
that
don't know.
wanted to steal my bicycle.
I can't hear them anymore.
They jumped me from
Yikes.
Let's
behind.
see.
And because I didn't let go
Yeah,
of my
I don't know.
bicycle, I was fighting them off with just my
Let's
left
see.
hand and lost really bad.
You might have to go out and go back in.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's what she said.
Hold on. Go take the.
He can't hear us.
That other screen that
They
you had
can't
on.
hear us. but
Just
they can
exit
hear
out.
us. They can't hear us.
Oh
but
wait,
we
like
can
this?
Where's the stylus?
I don't know.
See, it's because of the
Who
satellite.
knows?
Brenda, have I told you how animated you look today?
Yes, I do. I went to
Can't hear them, but-
ChatGPT, and if you ask ChatGPT to make an image, if you give them a
Can't hear
photograph,
anything.
and say make an image in an anime style. It'll do that. That's
How
what
do
I
you
did.
access Chat GPT? Is it
It's
its
just-
own website or?
It's just a web.
They're
Yeah, you
talking
just
to
search
each other,
for
I
it,
think.
and you just click on it, and it will say, "How can I help you?"
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Do you want some more food?
And I've been talking to it for a while. I ask
okay.
I ask it.
What's going
I say
on?
I have these and this I want to do today. These tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a schedule
Right.
on how to organize these tasks, and then it will print out a schedule.
I don't know. Oh, I
So
can
it's
hear
like
Eric.
it's like a 3D Alexa or Alexa with graphics or something like that.
I was going to try to
It's
play
pretty-
some Roy Clark, but I end up, because I'm not used to running this pad, I end up being muted for like forever or whatever. But
I wonder if he can still
my
hear.
Can you hear us, Lowry? Can you? hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We've
We
been able
can
to hear
now.
you.
We've
Right.
been
not
able to hear you the whole time.
Your
We've been
sound
able
is
to
still
hear you
better
the whole
than
time.
all of us, dude. It's
Hey,
so eerie. that
Actually,
you
your sound
guys.
is quite good.
Hey,
You
Lowry,
could-
one day when you're bored, will you call me up or not call me up? Can we Skype or get on here and you just show me a couple little simple stuff how to? Hey,
Fuck, I
Rico,
don't know how to
pull-
run this
pull
program
up.
any better than anybody else does. I'm
Yeah, but
literally.
I don't know how to pull up a clip for you.
You could
Like,
ask Chat
I
GPT.
can pull up a photo, but that's it.
Well, here's the bugger of it. Like, I'm used to working on a MacBook, and MacBook works completely different than a pad. The pad doesn't do any of the shit that a MacBook does. So, like, all the production that I do, it's out the window. I'm literally flying by the seat of my pants
Gotcha.
in a Jeep right now. So,
Oh my gosh.
I haven't had
Yeah.
a MacBook since like 2015. That was the last one I had.
Okay. I know.
yeah.
Wow, that was a decade ago. Holy crap, I'm getting old.
I had a Mac 2 with a whole 500K of RAM and an entire 10 megabytes of hard drive. 10 whole megabytes.
That's some AOL shit, Brenda.
What was it? The very first one?
It was an
4?
early one. It had a modem. It had a 1193 baud modem or something like that. I had to call up. It was really old. It was a long time ago.
Hey, Soft.
What was
can you
Brenda? What was sorry, Lowry. Go ahead, Lowry.
go ahead? I was just gonna say, Soft. Can you pull up? Can you share from your end?
Yeah.
Well, can you pull up some good Roy Clark to run us out of here, and then you go ahead, Rico, and pull up some Roy Clark.
I was going to ask what the first computer had. The first thing Bill Gates presented
Hold on,
at a
baby.
college. Like, wasn't it just?
I don't know.
For something bumping around. You know what? I'm not a
The first
computer
one was
guy.
the IBM. Bill Gates sold his. Bill Gates had a. He proposed it to IBM. IBM actually. No, IBM came to Bill Gates and wanted him to write the operating system for the computer that they had.
That.
Hey,
You know
Brenda?
what? I have heard that.
Brenda, can you explain to me how on a Casio watch battery power they navigated celestial mechanics and managed to land on a moving object with a 3-body problem at high rates of speed and like survive and not die?
I thought it was was it in a Game Boy? They said it had the equivalents to, or am I wrong about that too?
I mean, it's just kind of silly. It's like
They had. They were smart people.
no, they weren't.
No, you sure?
No,
I think they
no,
were
they
pretty
weren't.
smart.
So you believe in the moon landing too?
Of course I do. Sure.
Brenda,
Why wouldn't I believe in the moon landing?
Brenda, come
I just have a
on.
hard time with that. I'm not judging you. It's like,
I don't care.
hey, one of my best friends, he was in here earlier. Matt, he believes in the moon landing. Like
Why would
that
it
would
matter?
me. I didn't believe in the moon landing way before I even heard the term flat Earth. So
I saw it. I saw it on TV.
That is actually the best answer you've ever had, Brenda.
I did.
That was
I
actually
saw it.
fantastic.
I
You
saw it on TV. Yes, I saw Neil Armstrong.
You are
step
such
onto
a
the
secret
moon.
flat earther. You don't even fucking want to admit it.
I saw him
You're
do it.
such a secret flat earther. I
And
see what you're doing.
Hey, Brenda, have you ever hung out with Alf in real life? Actually,
I don't know who Alf is. Oh, you mean
Brenda,
the
do you
TV?
eat cats?
The puppet? The puppet?
Exactly. If you saw it on TV, that's not a proof.
I'm not
Is it-
saying
is
that
it an alien?
it's real because I saw it on TV.
Wasn't he that alien that ate pussy?
Hey, before we get way too off, Hey, Brenda, I got to talk to Big Bird without his mask on, and it ruined my brain. Like, for real, I did it at a Kmart event.
He was a PR
Okay.
too.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no, it
don't
was
see
just so
what
weird
Sesame
hearing
Street.
his.
What does that have to do with landing on
Well,
the
your
moon?
proof was I saw it on TV.
That's not my proof.
One of your.
I'm just saying
Neil
that
Armstrong is a puppet.
You leaned into it, Brenda. Come on, a
yeah,
little.
it's good. It's evidence. It's evidence.
TV
Evidence
is not
of what?
evidence for
TV
Why
is
not?
not evidence.
Why not?
Evidence of science fiction films?
Dude, Brenda, have they ever had a concert or a fashion show on the moon?
You had me at
No.
Alf.
Have they,
pretty
You
sure
have
they
they ever
haven't.
broadcasted from the moon without like a landline phone? Like one of the spiral ones, you know, the ones that used to like twist around
What?
your finger in the 90s. Like, no, they didn't. They have never been like, hey, this is Katy Perry broadcasting to you from the moon, and the weather report here is blah, 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 blah. Do you have a weather report on the moon? No.
So
You
what
don't.
does that? What does
but
that
Do they
have-
mean?
have closets on the moon?
No
Do they have
closets on the moon.
moles? Just
they
like
have
the Mole of America, which I think is in Minnesota.
Yes, it is.
Do they have a mole of the moon?
I know they do
And
because
if they had a mole of the moon, where would you be? In the fucking closet?
with
No,
Snuffleupagus.
I'm
Snuffleupagus.
definitely-
Crochet something,
I'm definitely not in the closet.
Brenda.
Right?
You are definitely in the space
There's one
closet.
thing I'm not. If there's one thing I'm not, it's not in the closet.
Listen, Brenda, go like just learn felting.
You're in the space- you're in the
learn
s-
felting
you're in the
because they need
space-
felting
Learn
people
felting?
to make
Felting
fucking
is cool.
costumes for Game of Thrones. Okay?
Felting looks really cool. I like the little animals people make. with
I
that.
know they're really cute. You use little
Yes, they
pins.
are. They're super cute,
Exactly.
but it looks really
Why
hard
don't you get
to
into
me.
quilting? Learn how to
Why?
fucking sew.
Do you know how to sew,
Wait,
Brenda?
did you say felting?
Yes,
Yeah,
felting.
She
it's a
did.
crap.
No, she did not say felching.
I know what felting is.
Okay, all
I
right.
know
She did
what
not say
felting
felching.
is.
No, I don't know what felching is, but it's definitely not.
Not
It's arts
Felching
and
is a
crafts.
little bit different. That's a little bit different.
I thought I just saw someone pop in.
Lowry, you're gonna have
Been
to
around enough to know all
Lowry.
of the memes.
What's
I
that?
know
Lowry, go
all
ahead.
of the memes.
tell Nicole what felching is.
I
You know
don't
what
think I
felching is?
No,
really.
I don't
not
even
in
want
pro-
to
not in
know what
good
felching
company.
is. I
We're,
don't want to know.
I don't know if I want to have kids out there listening to this understand what felching
You know what? I'm
It's
It's
sort of
ear.
felching
Just whisper it in
is
her
a
ear,
synonym.
'cause-
It's sort of like a queef, only not exactly.
Ugh.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you know what? I'm over this episode. Next Sunday, we will have Cammy and Zach.
Yes.
Now, do you see how this went well, and it was not terrible?
Okay. All right.
I
You know
like
what?
it when you come on. I can't believe Andrew's
Brenda!
pissed about it. I didn't see the
Right?
threat.
Well, you didn't
Andrew,
get the
if you
you didn't
hear
get the
this,
memo from Andrew. Rico.
I don't know who
There was-
who's
What
Andrew
was the-
is a very conservative person.
Oh, not this episode. He said it before, didn't he? That's right. Well, I didn't
Hey,
do
Saab,
it.
Saab,
I
can
had
you
to-
play us some Roy Clark and get us out of here? Brenda, thanks for coming on. Everybody, thanks for showing up. We're going to broadcast from the Jeep next week. It's going to be super
Sure.
fun. And we love all you guys. And let's get some Roy Clark. See you later. Mwah. Love all of you.
Love you
Let's
guys.
go.
Hey, you guys be
Entertainment
safe
purposes
tonight.
only.
Lowry and Nico, you guys stay safe tonight, okay?
Thank you. Let's go full screen on this. Yeah. Oh yeah, this dude fucking rocks. Yeah.
Sorry.
This dude is bad, motherfucker.
That's solid. That was Roy poop.
This is Roy Clark. Hell yeah.
I gave him another eye drop. And I hate that. I feel like we're fine right here.
This guy's such a badass.
Is that a hollow body like you used to have?
Yeah, I think it might be my guitar.
Is that the same hollow body that you had?
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Shut up. That's a Gibson Sunburst 1965. It looks like the same guitar. It has a little. Look, it's got the thing too. That's your guitar.
Roy Clark has my guitar. I knew he
That's
stole
the
it.
same fucking guitar that Alex had that got fucking stolen in the U-Haul.
I knew it was Roy the whole time. Look, it is.
It is. Holy shit.
Such a badass. Love you guys. We'll see. Oh, here we go. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. And thanks for tuning into Sombrero. Thanks, Sov. Thanks, Crumb. Thanks, everybody. Fathead, sorry we didn't get you on, but we'll get you on soon. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.